It just says you can recall all sorts of information. You gain the keen recollection class feature, and it's just restating that I got the feature that I got. It's on its own description. Oh, whatever.
Howdy, welcome
Hi.
to Wildfolk. Rick will be with us shortly. He is almost home from work. What was that?
He's in a constant state of almost home from work.
That is true. It is especially hard when the time zones don't line up. He's from a place that's still in the year 2025. Is it 2025 or is it 26? It's 25.
Oh my god.
Hello?
In the year 2025, my lord, he is still in a different time zone. That
unemployed.
What? It's not that bad, right? You guys forget what year it is sometimes.
No.
Motherfucker.
Really?
If I forget, it's so easy.
Not in July.
Maybe like early in the year or later, way later. But this is smack in the middle.
See, I'm the inverse. I know what year it is on like January because it just changed, so everybody knows what the year is. And I know it is in December because it's about to change, and everybody knows that it's about to change. But like fucking late spring, midsummer, I'm like, fuck, man, who knows? 26, 27, fuck if I know.
Well, here's the little trick. The year that you knew it was at the start of the year is still what it is in the middle of the year.
Oh, here's a neater little trick. Just take your age and subtract 1 if it's before July 26th.
That must be so easy for you. I'm so happy.
Thank you. If I ever forget the year or my age, I just put me down. Just kill me immediately.
Before I continue, is my volume still okay? I'm turning it up slowly because I'm hearing that I'm still quiet. Hopefully
it's okay for me.
It's as high as it goes now, so good luck everybody else.
I'm seeing on Twitch still a bit quiet.
Yeah, those are a couple minutes old though, so I'm going to give it a second to...
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, when we left off, you guys had finished combat against Aradia Uxnai in the Alalalir Lighthouse. You had discovered during the course of the fight that she is a doppelganger and had been the entire time. And she was here with several other doppelgangers that you also defeated. And you were able to pin her down, get her defeated but not killed. We haven't really clarified what happened with the others. I assume they're dead. I assume that you guys didn't keep them alive because nobody said you kept them alive, but I don't know. The important thing is that you kept her alive. You took the staff, to which Ruko instantly attuned as soon as he touched it. And then communicated with this enormous spirit of water that rose up from the depths, responding to the call that Aradia had put out just a few minutes prior. When the spirit arrived, it found that Aradia was no longer the owner of the staff, and instead asked Ruko what Ruko would like for it to do. Ruko spoke with it for a short time, plotted out a plan to essentially get ferried over towards Luteon and grant access to Luteon, this prison island where Kaz and Branch both believe they will find their family captured, imprisoned, and they need to bargain with Lache, this strange semi-undead water spirit thing, this keeper of those who die at sea, for their return. Before we start heading in that direction, is there anything else that you guys would like to do at the lighthouse while you're here before you head back up to the ship? Or are you guys all pretty much good to go?
Just clarifying that this is holy water.
Oh, right. What was yours, Branch?
I'd just like to find the transmitter, fantasy transmitter allegory that she was using to communicate with Sherilyn.
That's right. Okay, wonderful. Branch, go ahead and give me a perception check to kind of like dig through the house. You have a lot of time here, but presumably not going to be staying here overnight. So what can you find with an hour or two of searching?
Can I just ask her?
You can. And so what do you say? You have
yeah. Role plays. Okay. So. Okay. You know your beat already, right? No plan on keeping any secrets. We know you've been talking to Cyril while you're here. How'd you do it?
She kind of looks around, again realizing that she needs to cooperate as well as she can to stay alive for one more day. And she says, Many times they speak to me in my dreams. It's sort of a don't call us, we'll call you situation. There is also a pouch under my pillow in my bed. It is invisible, you'll have to feel around for it. They send items and coins through it sometimes. Not usually messages, but I suppose in an emergency it could work.
One-way thing?
2 ways.
Huh. You know where the other end leads to?
Presumably somewhere in Zeerland, but I don't know.
Gotcha. Connected to you in any way?
Say a second.
Connected to you in any way? They know if someone else holds it?
Oh, I couldn't say. As far as I know, it's not, but who's to say if they've put some sort of spell on it to tell who's holding it?
Amazing that a disciple of Nevin such as yourself and wouldn't even think to check that.
Oh boy. She kind of glares when you say that out loud. And she... I don't think she says anything, but you can see that there's like a little scorn on her face.
Don't worry, she's not picking the cream of the crop recently either. You're like the second worst one we've encountered so far. And I go to find the pouch.
I encountered a disciple of Nevin, and they were one of her worst.
Oh,
the good ones.
So you admit it too.
Are around.
Glad you know. Glad you're self-aware at least. And yeah, I'll go with Ethan to try and find the bag.
Yeah, with her
back
pointing
find
out
it.
where it's at, like you're able to just kind of go right back up there and grab it. Easy peasy.
Yeah.
And you do find, as you feel around, that it has the feeling of leather, although it's completely invisible. When you touch it, you can see there's like a little bit of a faint shimmer on the surface, enough so if it's in contact with you, you can kind of make out its rough shape and size. It's about the size of a purse, but otherwise fully invisible.
Okay. I'll pocket it for now. Also, I'm gonna put the Manacles of Persuasion on Fake Aradia, just to keep her like incapacitated as we're dealing with her.
That you bring these up, I am flabbergasted at the name Manacles of Persuasion. That is such a gross thing for these things to be called.
It's very misleading.
Yeah, she begins to twitch and writhe in agony as you keep her on the brink of unconsciousness through an eternity of pain, very persuasively.
Is it painful? Like, is it? I thought it just like keeps you dead.
Dealing damage.
It's constantly dealing damage to you. And I understand, so like, damage is an abstraction, health is an abstraction, but like this thing is at the very least like actively draining your vigor and energy to keep you on the brink of consciousness. I imagine it's not pleasant.
Okay, fair.
All the same, she just tried to kill you. Like, I'm not trying to say don't use it, I'm just saying the name is crazy because that's not persuasion.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry about the extreme measures. Just gotta make sure that not to don't slip away.
Yeah, her neck is locked up, her jaws are tightened, so like you can't really even get a response out of her yet.
All right. I think that's about all I want to do here. Any of you got anything?
Yeah, so Ethan, you were checking the water to see if it is holy, is that true?
Just, I'm not checking it. I'm literally asking.
Oh, you ask Aradia before she gets taken off?
Yeah, that was what I said before everything started.
As far as I know, no, it's just seawater. This place is important, it's sacred to the people, but it's not actually divine, no.
So it's the place and not the actual water.
Kind of. If you're asking whether the place is hallowed, I don't even know if that's true. I was trying to get you guys to not step on the grass too early, because it's not really there.
Right.
Still, though, if you like drinking seawater, it's got lots of salt in it.
We have plenty.
That we do. I might rewind some things here in a bit whenever Ruko shows up to see if there's anything he does before he heads up.
Yeah.
But
the methods we use to keep the prisoners unconscious
yes,
on the ship, what is it?
they are collars placed around the neck which keep them magically unconscious. They still need to be given water at least once every 10 days and food at least every 30 days, or it's going to become like a problem. They're put into stasis.
Yeah, do we have any of those free, like laying around?
It's my understanding, I think this already came up once, that this is all you were given with the prisoners, and you kind of just like ran in, ran out, and got them delivered. It's not like you sat there and asked for a bunch of extra stuff when it happened. So theoretically you could find more, but if you want one right this second without getting back to the mainland, you would have to take one off of a prisoner.
Yeah, I'm more asking, like, I was wondering if Kaz could make a few.
Almost certainly. You
We have
crafting, right?
We have examples here.
Yeah.
It's certainly more humane.
Oh, yeah, much more humane than the
than being tortured.
the manacles of persuasion, yeah. So yeah, theoretically, Kaz could craft some of these things. I can whip up a stat block, but let me see. The manacles of persuasion
how long would it
are item
take?
3. I'm guessing that those would probably be closer to like... let me go see what the level of Feign Dead is. Level 5. Oh, perfect. Yeah, they'd be level 5 item. So whatever that normally takes.
No clue. I don't play with crafting.
Yeah, fair. And they also just changed it after we started. So I would need... Let me go pull up the calculator. Let's go find out.
They change crafting stuff all the time, but I'm still highly invested in it.
Hell yeah. I mean this pretty sincerely. I did some things right and some things wrong in Crosswinds, but the thing that I did right was the crafting system.
I do love your crafting system there.
If I ever go back to like Z or 5e, I'm just going to pick that up right where I left it.
Add it to Z?
Yep, probably. Anyway, this probably doesn't matter in the next, couple of hours. Anybody do anything else before we get back on the ship and start to head towards Lateon? Wonderful. Then...
Not that I can think of.
Until Ruko gets here, you guys clean things up a little bit. You gather things up. You head back to your ship where you do find that there are a couple of spirits that are waiting aboard the ship for your return. And as you approach, they kind of do their bow, bringing one of these big coral arms up under themselves and lowering their heads. How did everything go? You are wielding the staff, they say to Ruko, and Ruko's not here to respond, but they obviously react to that, and we'll have a conversation when he gets here.
Mm-hmm.
To the rest of you, though, you seem exerted. Are you okay? Was there trouble?
Not really.
Nothing we didn't handle. What about on your end?
No, there was no unusual behavior on our end. Everybody essentially sat here and waited for your return.
They treat you well? You didn't overhear anything?
They did not speak to us, and we did not speak to them beyond what was necessary. They were pleasant enough.
Dear spirits, where do they keep the gold?
Where does who keep what gold?
The people here, if you were aware of where they stash their proceeds.
At the Allotted Lighthouse.
So
Or
it's
within the
here.
ship. Sorry.
Oh, within the ship itself.
I'm asking a question. You're asking where do the people aboard the ship store their loot on the ship?
Oh no, in the lighthouse.
To the extent of my knowledge, there is not a significant amount of money at this lighthouse. Typically, if people pay a fare, it is immediately given to the lighthouse keeper, who then uses magic to send it elsewhere.
Right. They don't have a lockbox here that someone picks up in like a week or something.
It is my understanding that this lighthouse is closely affiliated with the Spirit Weavers, who are capable of great acts of magic. They send the money through magical courier services.
This would be a boon to have in my country.
You would certainly you would know, even back in your day, but certainly modern day, sending things magically like a Galderdash service absolutely exists in Unma.
Yeah, but it's like expensive.
That is true. It is much.
It's usually worth more than the ship.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's pointless to.
Right. It is definitely one of those things that is only affordable if it is like a permanent installation and not an ad hoc casting the spell every single time.
Yeah, not everyone would have one.
Absolutely. And it is worth mentioning, it is kind of weird for a lighthouse to have a permanent installation of like a speedy courier spell. But it also makes sense the Age of Kings was an age of opulence, and these were meant to be like huge monumental endeavors.
Yeah.
But it does also occur to you that if that is the truth, there is a direct way to send and receive items, not only to Cyrillin through that invisible pouch, but presumably some way to send it to the Spirit Weavers. Speaking of which, Ruka.
Speaking of Spirit Weavers.
True. Ruka would be able to glean from that they probably can pass things back and forth to Regal Water is most likely where that is being sent.
Understood. I wonder what they have here then that's like that I would recognize as sellable.
At the lighthouse,
it doesn't seem to be much, just seawater.
Yeah, it's
not, no loose stuff.
It's on the top. The lighthouse itself is obviously beautifully made. It's got gilded architecture. It's made of marble. It's magically enchanted. But I don't know if you intend on like stripping the gold off of this lighthouse and trying to ship it back.
If
no time.
If Ethan is obviously like looking for things to sell in the lighthouse, Branch is gonna step in and be like, I think we found everything you need here, unless you're looking for some valuables.
Yeah, valuables. A war requires funds.
I mean, yeah, sure, but I mean, I've been scooping that shit out all day. Like as we were here, I hate to say it, but it's a fucking lighthouse, dude.
I know, but there's gold in these walls.
You gonna mine it out yourself? There's gold in the walls of the government buildings in Famador.
I know, but this is unmanned right now.
Well, do you have a way of getting it out?
Not myself, but chemically. Well, I don't have the mind for chemistry. We do have chemists.
I mean, I've brought a few explosives with me, but I'd rather save them for something that matters. Pretty dangerous thing.
I don't think exploding gold would leave it very salvageable.
It has also been about a week or two since this happened out of character. In character, it was only about an hour and a half ago. When you guys attacked the door in an attempt to open it, you remember that huge repelling force field that automatically like blared out and an alarm that sounded out across the ocean. The lighthouse.
Yeah, that's on the outside though.
Some abjure. That's true. Maybe it's only on the outside.
I'm not about to test. It seems like this entire place is abjured. But yeah, he is constantly looking for like ways to get more money.
Hell yeah.
Because from his experience, like wars are won with money and gold. Not just men, not just food.
Amen.
Gold is a big resource.
Amen. Gold
He's
and
right,
logistics.
Well,
And supply chains. And now I don't have any of these. I can only find gold.
just letting you know, in my experience, you want to find gold. You find gold where people are. Not ain't nothing but spirits around here. You know, although I guess they're kind of people or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe they got gold on them. They were asking for some earlier.
Yeah.
All right.
This is a trade hub, and usually there's coin here.
Well, I got this at least. And he produces like the pouch. He tells you about the direct line to Cyrillin and the Spirit Reavers too. Apparently, apparently they occasionally drop shit and do it too. And if we can keep them thinking that Aradia is still there, maybe we can get some supplies from them, straight from the hands of our enemies, right?
Possible. I wouldn't want to risk outing us.
You can see that he wants to say that sounds stupid. That like they're gonna find it through a bag, but like he just keeps it to himself. But yeah.
Philly's like slightly more paranoid as days go by.
Yeah. Fuck. Honestly, I don't know how this divination shit works. It feels kind of arbitrary what they're able to find with it sometimes. You do everything perfectly and still get caught somehow.
The further we travel, the more it seems like there are methods for which people can deduce things that normal people cannot find out.
You know any of those yourself?
He points at Ruko.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Literally touched things and found out what happened 50 years ago. No, thank you.
Hey, most of the time it's not helpful. It's kind of creepy.
Are you telling me you're wasting our time every time you do it?
No.
Then don't say that.
Yeah, the Ruko who just spent a minute probing the mind of a Radio Uxnai and learned like 3 huge secrets.
Exactly. Why don't we cannot? If they can, and we've seen like Ruko touch objects and places and learn things. They're like, I'm not risking that.
Every time he walks up, you like hold everything.
Especially,
close. No.
Especially now that we know that we have enemy spirit weavers, or at least moles in the spirit weavers.
Ah, yeah. This kind of magic to be used in bad ways.
I could also just be mad. It's been a while.
I think we're all a little crazy to make it this far, honestly.
We are sailing into essentially a purgatorial version of a jail. I'm assuming it's just for souls, for slaves.
Yep. Still haven't completely figured out that. And might be best not to talk about any direct plans while we're near saltwater.
Mm-hmm. That's the other problem. We're surrounded by saltwater constantly, and I am not aware of what we're going to do once we get to a place. This is what's making me on the edge. I like to go into something with plans. Improvising is fun too.
I think that's where I thrive, honestly. Hey, you want to be reassured? I'll make sure that you get out. That ain't a place for you to die.
Oh, consider me assured. That's it.
Okay, you can at least have a fucking motive fucking confidence in me. Come on, have I led you astray so far?
I'm very confident in you. What made you think I'm not? I'm here, aren't I?
Sorry, it's just sometimes the whole fucking being as direct as you are sometimes comes across as sarcasm. But I forget you don't have that in.
I can be sarcastic.
Uh-huh.
Not right now.
But you can't do it when we're looking?
I can't be sarcastic when you're asking me to be sarcastic.
Okay, well,
He's sarcasm shy.
maybe get the snark up later then. But no, I ain't think we're gonna find any gold here. No people, nothing.
Yeah.
Maybe a good story to sell later, but other than that,
Probably.
actually, hey, yo, spirits.
Yes.
Do they have a name? Is there like a polite way to address them, Ruka?
That was Samantha.
That one's Georgia, Bob, and Keith.
Ruko, I don't think you've asked their names yet. You know that they probably do have names. They probably have not quite names that they prefer to be called by, because spirits tend to be timid about giving out their real names. But both of those would likely be in Aquan, which is kind of like this burbling, watery language, so they would need to be translated anyway. With that said, you haven't asked their names. Nobody's asked if they have names. Until just the second. Nobody's asked them if they have names.
¿Cómo te llamas, hombres?
You may call me Brian Tooth.
And you looked at the other one.
I prefer Hair of the Kelp.
All right. I'm sure you two have seen a lot of things wash up on the coast, and you were asking for gold earlier. Anything you pick up that you thought looked shiny or valuable that you wanted to think could help us.
It's certainly possible. Anything that we have on us is things that we have found on the coast or have been given to us by other travelers. I suppose we may be willing to part with it if you see anything that catches your eye, although some of this is of great sentimental value to me.
He'll just go over to Ruko and whisper, like, they have sentimental value. They have sentiment. I thought they were just kind of like I thought they were just kind of fucking like completely like lawful, and they're like, oh, we'll obey anything the staff die holds, and you can just.
They're not some kind of automaton. They're spirits.
Okay.
The shell. I gave the cool shell to the guy when we got here, and he really liked it.
Yeah, and I had to read him fucking poetry.
Yeah,
because you didn't just do that.
They're really good.
Okay, so we can't just ask them for things we need, and they'll be cool with it. They actually have.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, you can ask them politely, in person.
And he just turns that around like, quiero oro. You got gold on you or anything?
He kind of like starts to look over himself to see if he has anything made of gold. I guess just give me a luck check. Maybe a flat feature check.
Oh, there it is.
One of them doesn't seem to find anyone. The other says, perhaps this might suit the palette you're looking for. And he holds up one of his like back legs, and you see that embedded into it there's like a sliver of amber. I would call this more of a honey or a sunset than a gold, but it's close. What would you give me for it?
You know what? Keep it, but your boss seemed to like these peppers, and they'll just throw a pepper at it to see if it catches in its mouth like a killer whale.
It clumsily, it just like kind of bonks off of his head, and it's like, it's clumsy. Sorry, and he bends down, and it's for eating.
Yeah, pretty spicy. But honestly, I kind of want to know how water reacts to spice.
Do I owe you anything for this gift, stranger?
No, it's fine. Just you helped us out enough.
Most gracious. And you see that it kind of like lowers its shell, and it splits down the middle like a beak, opens up and kind of nibbles it, and then it like pulls back and swallows it down like a dolphin. It is unusual. Ooh, I see. Ooh, this is unusual. It continues to taste after it's been tasted.
Oh yeah, that's gonna keep up for like the next 4 hours.
4 hours of this. That's quite a lot.
Yeah.
I could use some water. May I retreat to the coast for a moment?
Nothing's keeping you. Go ahead.
Just very politely starts to click, clack over to the wood and gets back down to the coast and kind of just like dives into the water for a bit.
Oh well. There's oil in its mouth now.
He might get a taste for it. You might see him wandering around like a fucking a flare thing one day or something. So we done here?
Yeah, so everybody else has kind of been doing things to wrap up the lighthouse. Ruko, is there anything else that you wanted to do here before you leave?
I do want to. How many days have passed? Are we?
This is very shortly after the fight. You just sent your message. You're sending over to
good.
Amar, and he responded. They did like a little bit more talking to Irradia. Didn't learn a ton, except they found a little pouch that is used to send goods back and forth to Cyrillin, apparently. She would send money to them sometimes.
You could sell a lot of drugs with that.
True. Ethan confirmed with the radio that the whole place is not actually hallowed. This isn't holy water. She was just saying that to try to get you guys to not step on the grass too early and blow her cover. But that's kind of all that's happened since the fight. Is there anything else that you would like to do before you'd like to take off?
Oh boy. Well, besides hear back from Amar, I don't know. Maruk was just gonna wander around trying to figure out the staff a little better.
Yeah.
While
absolutely.
he can.
Give me an occultism check.
Mom's an occultism check going from. I hope this isn't affected by my incomplete level up, because I sure am gonna roll anyway.
It should already be good. You cannot max occultism higher than it already is, so that should be the same.
Okay.
That's quite good. You are able to study it. You learn it just like any other staff. If you go over to your spellcasting page, all the way at the bottom, you'll see that it is already there. It shows all the spells that are in there. It shows the charges up at the top that you use to spend them. Casting a first level spell costs 1 charge. Casting a third level spell costs 3 charges. And then you get them all back at the start of each new day.
Whoa!
Yeah.
This thing is cool!
The only really unusual thing you learn on a 22, it is unusual to you that you automatically attune to it by simply touching it. That is not normal for a magic item. Frankly, that's normal for cursed magic items, but this doesn't feel cursed. There's something there, though, on the 22. You're certain that is, like, reacting strangely to you.
Yeah, this is like getting a hug from behind at a restaurant randomly,
Yeah,
and then realizing it's, like, somebody that you're actually really cool with. You're like, oh, wait a minute, though. Wait, what the... Why are you... What? It's weird. Okay.
Right. Yeah, kind of that vibe going on.
Like, what the fuck? It's attached to me. Oh, but it's kind of cool.
You get hugged at
I
restaurants?
feel cursed. I don't know, you just meet somebody random in public, and you're like, oh shit, I'm being hugged, I'm in danger. And you realize it's your best friend. You're like, oh, what?
Perhaps at the store, a restaurant.
Yeah, it's even weirder.
All right.
Excellent.
Then
Okay, thank you.
you guys are able to head back up to the ship. So an important question here. You guys... what you got, Foster?
Sorry, what are we gonna do with her?
I think we're gonna have the spirits tend to her, like make sure she's not going to die. And then I'm gonna get in contact with my, with Amar. He's hopefully going to send someone here. So.
Well, we're taking her with us or leaving her here?
I don't think she's safe to leave her here. Given Star and our identities and whatever the hell else happened with the serials.
You sound kind of distant.
You're very far away. We can't make you out super well.
Sorry. She can, if Cyrilin comes back, she can spill her identities and what we're trying to do immediately.
True, but also she has nothing to lose at this point, so she could just start screaming when we're trying to be sneaky.
That's why we're having Kaz make another one of the collars that can incapacitate her with the rest of the prisoners.
It'll take a while.
I ain't got use for those manacles.
Well, look, though, I think I hold the staff, and the what do you call them? The spirit guardians. They're also going to be doing what I say, which is to not let Cyrilin ships nearby.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So you just want to strand her on the lighthouse?
Yep, until a friendly ship comes by and brings her back for interrogation. I sure hope. This all hinges on if he actually even got my message. I haven't cast this thing before and it felt like it worked. I'm almost certain, but it hasn't.
Did he talk to you?
No, it's just a send. Well,
that's not true.
Yes.
Yeah.
It did work. It did work. But I haven't, I kind of went in with the nuclear information option, and so now he's, I don't know what he's going to do with it yet. There was no time for him to decide in 25 words immediately. Yeah. Right. Wait, DM, does he even have... He's got the ability to communicate with me. I just got to sleep or... I don't know. He's got to pay for a sending or something.
You understand that most of the time when he gets in touch with you, he has one of his fellow Spirit Weavers cast Dream Message, into a scroll or on him somehow to let him come to you. It is usually unilateral. It is very rare that it's like a two-way conversation. It's usually just like a dream voicemail, basically. However, you do know there are people in Regal Water all the way up who can cast a spell called Dream Council, and that lets you like actually gather a bunch of people together in a dream and have a conversation for a long time. So that is an option that could happen.
Okay, because this is some big info.
Right.
I don't expect it to happen on short notice, but I do expect some sort of communication. Okay.
Very reasonable.
Yeah.
Perhaps your
Okay.
next nap?
Yep. Next time I sleep. It'd be good to kind of just like solidify things back at the base, but I do think it's safe to just keep her here, have the spirits watch. The spirits will watch after her, and keep the Cyrillin ships away, and allow any friendly ships to come in. So, I don't know what else to do beyond that, but I think bringing her along might be... she's gonna get squished. Or we are.
You have a way off the island if we leave you here?
I could wait for another ship to come by and stow aboard it, I suppose.
Can I insight check her?
Sure.
Spell casting lying piece of shit.
3. Yeah, it's hard to read. Hard to make anything out.
Can I also insight?
Yeah, absolutely. Or not, 12. 30-12.
I knew what you mean, yeah.
I concur.
12.
Yeah, 30.
I'll insight her
Oh, me too.
with a different question.
Sure.
You gonna turn over a new leaf or keep the same employers?
If I find an opportunity to never deal with Blimadil or Cyrillin ever again, I would have jumped at that chance long ago.
I'll insight that.
Sure.
Sure.
Seems
We're
sort of
just
in line with
gonna...
everything else you've heard. Yeah, hard to read.
And what's keeping you then?
A bunch of assholes in the Holy Chrysichus who don't like my kind, and to whom I've sworn service.
And you know by now that we're not exactly allied with them, right? Much the opposite. Sorry. Neiman. Not picking the best cream of the crop. That maybe the intelligence here wasn't that high. But, you know that it's in your best interest not to fucking snitch on us, right?
Best interest changes from time to time. I won't tell anyone until it's coerced out of me.
Willing to make that a pact?
Coerced or convenient.
A pact? Do you have a way to magically enforce a pact, or do you want a handshake?
I don't know. I know people at least respect their gods enough to try and say that, to try and make pacts that, people respect their gods enough to try and to the point where if they may swear under their names, you usually don't go under it. Huh?
She kind of looks you up and down and says, I don't know what god you serve, but they probably like it when their followers keep their promises. She looks down at herself. Shrug.
What did she say first? You probably don't. What?
She looks you over and says, oh, I'm sure whatever god you follow likes it when their followers keep their promises. Me? She looks down to herself and shrugs.
I guess. It's a backstabbing snitch. Always a backstabbing snitch.
Still alive.
It's safer if we take her with us.
But does she not have to be in the hands of Aymar?
Can't you hand her off on the way back, Ruko? What's his ETA?
I don't know. I gotta take a nap and I'm anxious.
Fine.
Ruka, we need you to go to sleep right now.
Can I clock him in the head as hard as possible?
Non-consensual sleep doesn't work.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
How about we go to her house and make you some warm milk, and we can talk about your day.
Yeah, I do want to get a little chit chat with her real quick, but I'm not ready yet. No, just continue scene.
Whatever. It's the spirit mover's problem. I don't have an opinion.
It does seem dangerous to leave her.
I think you, Rico, are the best person for this job right now, for keeping her in check. All of this. You found it out before Amar did. You brought us here. Alright? If Amar really wants to fucking get on your ass for not handing over a source of information that he could have easily found himself, we'll be on your back to fucking give him shit for it.
For the record, he did find out himself.
And did he come to deal with it?
He's quite busy, and I was in the area, so I figured I'd swing by.
You're also quite busy, dude.
Ah,
I don't think you noticed, but we're doing some pretty important shit here.
Well, I just don't think it's a good idea to bring her along on the deep, ominous drowning adventure that we're destined for. We gotta be sneaky, or what are we gonna go in there guns blazing and just like, oh, a little prison break?
She said,
Or are we gonna be sneaky because we gotta like carry a whole body and like keep her muted, and.
She said...
There is also the issue that we have a certain friend on the ship who might not take kindly to another body on it that he didn't account for.
No, we keep her here. We can put her in the cabin thing.
Right.
The spirits will take care of her. And ward off the intruders, hopefully.
Do they have a way to identify your brother? If someone's friendly? I suppose
think
Spirit Weavers have a way.
so. Well, they should know different ships, you know? They got spirits in the water. They can do recon, I imagine they probably do.
Yeah, but what if your brother commandeers a ship that belongs to the enemy, like we have?
I think they might recognize me, my family. I can impart to them, like, if you see a Fossa, this Fossa folk, they're not common.
She was a Fossa folk.
Oh, yeah, she's a bitch.
I'm just saying anyone could look like one.
I think it would be pretty clear, though. Maybe
Perhaps a password.
maybe when I talk to him, we can have like a clear sign that they'll have to bring with them, like a lantern of some special type, or use cold iron, or like something that's
actually a password would be a lot easier.
Password. You're right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Good job, Ruko.
Thank you. No, I'm a very skilled infiltrator. You know,
You are.
our insurgency movement has really trained me well.
Yeah, the whole saying your full legal name to everyone you meet and looking exactly like this species that I've only seen one of
He's this
is
guy's
really
currently.
discreet.
It's called a misdirect branch.
Yeah, Mr.
He has been discussed for most of this show. Did you take it off in the lighthouse? I can't remember.
I feel like by now I would have dropped it,
Okay, fair.
or when I was talking to Aradia too. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of
Is this a
sense.
physical disguise, or is it like a disguise cell?
Physical.
I
Oh,
think it was physical something.
whatever.
I should do like the tabaxi kind of look, the black tabaxi.
I just imagine you peel off like a second skin, like haha.
like Bugs Bunny hopping out of an Elmer Fudd skin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Freed from my chitinous cat shell.
Ew.
The true me.
Cat beetles.
No. Yeah. Okay. Well, just to address that point, though, it's because I'm so sick of hiding, you know. And who the fuck am I anyway? If they're gonna know who I am, whatever. I'm careful. I'm more careful now. Okay. I got over it. It was a phase. But I'd
Okay.
rather not do it. I want to be me in the world. Okay.
Okay.
Because you guys recognize Amar so quickly, like, oh, he's the cool guy. Then who the fuck am I?
I've never
Let's start-
actually seen your brother. I've just heard you talk about him a lot.
You're safe. You're safe. You don't have reasons to know him, so it's cool. Actually, I'm cool.
Like,
Would you
killed the
introduce
In
us?
fact.
queen or something, right? I don't know much about your brother. Just made world news for a bit, and then I went cool, and then like finished eating the Philly steak Shannon sandwich I was eating.
Okay, cool. But it also feels like I'm ruining the magic, you know? It's like being a really cool guy and like nobody knows and they just treat you like a normal person. It's like, wow, cool. You know him for real. You know they're being honest. And then you're like, oh, your brother's a giant flaming terrorist that I'm in danger for being near you. Okay, let me act different now and hate you. Or throw you in prison. You know? It sucks.
Branch, like, actually looks at you, Ruko, gives you a almost dour fucking look, whips out a cigarette, lights it, and takes a big fucking drag, and goes, for the first 3 years, I think, of my tenure as an Aegis, I wasn't just a stupid fucking cop wandering around and killing everyone's vibe. I was also the guy responsible for killing a high priestess to a bunch of them too. So yeah, I know what it's like to be the target of, let's say, unjust hate.
Yeah. But, I do want to get my... I'll be cautious, guys, okay? And, just sometimes I want to be me. Forge my own destiny. Whatever. It's the...
I agree.
God damn it. It's like I already fucked up big time and now I want to go and... I don't have to be so secretive constantly. For the first time ever, I'm living my own life, and here we are. And now I'm like, okay, here's me, my name. And then I'm like, oh, shit. I fucked up. Shouldn't know that. It sucks.
That's the nature of being undercover, yes.
And it sucks.
It does suck.
Okay.
I'm not
Anyway.
used to doing it. For the record, I'm far better off in front of an army.
I think you've been doing well so far.
Thank you. I read a lot of books.
I'll
And I
admit,
have very skilled friends.
talking to Narafi was a lot easier to hold a conversation with him than Ethan, but I prefer it this way.
Certainly was a dude.
Ruko, you don't have to be a Zorakai, right?
What? What? Yeah. It's me. Wait, what do you mean?
You don't sound anything like your brother, from what I understand.
It's because he gets bitches.
Do you want bitches?
No.
We can get you,
Not like that.
bitch, if you
If
want.
you want bitches, we can have a night out at the town one day.
Sure, get
I
bitches if
can
you
get
wanted them.
bitches. I
So then what's the problem?
just gotta take off my glasses and it flex all unnatural, like, you know?
Can I take off his glasses right now and hold them at a height that he can't reach them from?
How tall are you?
I always forget that you're taller than me. This is wrong.
How tall are you
Okay.
guys?
Branch is like 5'11".
Ruko's like 5 more than that.
It's like 7 feet tall.
Which is impossible because you reach 6. Anyway, Ruko. No, he's like 5. He's tall.
He's like 5'6", 5'7",
Where
I
is
think.
it?
All right, go ahead, get your bitches.
I
Looks
don't
around,
think they
gestures
love.
at no bitches.
It does help if you don't start with "I'm gonna get some bitches," just so everybody here knows.
Do not say these words out loud. But, embody it in your thoughts and actions.
I don't think anybody should embody "I'm gonna get some bitches," but I'll keep that one to myself too.
Well, that was Narafi's advice. I've never actually
Do we need
gotten
to
any sort.
Got whole life maidenless?
Ah, yes, maidenless, proudly.
Uh-huh. Anyway,
What's
no,
the-
he's got
What's the male version of a maiden?
chapless? No.
I've been chapless.
Isn't it a butler?
No,
Maidenless, lordless? I don't know.
Ladless?
Maiden
Ladless?
in the context of Elden Ring is a young virgin woman.
Who levels you
Oh,
up?
That's terrible. I've never played Elden Ring.
What about a young virgin man? What's the opposite?
I don't know if we have a dedicated word for it.
Well, that's society for you.
Like closer to,
Laden.
like, bachelor, I guess, maybe, but like that word has also evolved over the years to mean
Bachelorless?
something very different.
This guy's eunuch advisor list.
You mean eunuch advisorless? Yeah.
Am I currently a eunuch advisor?
Yeah.
I-
Actually, you
Oh
are.
my
Yeah.
god.
I have become the maiden.
He can level us up if we talk to him and give him enough runes.
A glowing exclamation mark appears above my head. Okay. Quest received.
Yeah. Nah, he's got a different swagger, confidence.
All
I'm
right.
pretty confident too.
I mean,
Only when I'm in barrel.
That seems
Sure
like the most
will.
important time to be confident, but
Yeah.
listen,
It's okay. He's inspiring.
the moment I meet him, I'm gonna challenge him to an arm wrestle and fucking beat his ass at it, alright?
and I'll walk by him and say, "I bet you get no bitches."
And we have to, like, time it so it happens at the same time. And then you won't be as intimidated by
No,
him. He ain't gonna be
No,
cool
don't say
anymore.
that. Don't say this because he's not cocky. He's like, okay, whatever. He's very modest about it, but he's so like. You could just
Slimy.
feel the weight of an entire life of Ruko. His brother being cooler, stronger.
I see you developed a
better.
complex about this.
No.
I want you to know, Ruko, that you're the coolest person of your family that I've ever met.
Well, I already know you've only met one.
You talk
I'm
about your
much
brother
happier
a
I got
lot.
to know you though.
No, I don't. You guys bring it up a lot.
Oh, this is the first time I've ever mentioned your brother.
I know, but everyone does it all snarky.
I wouldn't have brought it up if you didn't!
Okay, maybe Tex isn't here to laugh at whenever my brother's mentioned, so. Yeah. Okay, no. But he's capable, he's a resource. I don't know, I'll have to wait for a response from him. And yeah.
Sure. Now let's stop fawning over a 6-inch penis and start thinking about what we're fucking doing right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you think it's best to leave her, I guess we can leave her, but I trust you.
Yeah. I mean, there's old tales about what, the Luniama, question mark?
The
To the
Luniama.
beyond? The Luniama sunk a whole fleet of ships. And also these spirits are designed specifically to be, cool guys. And also it protect this place. Like this place is, whoever controls the staff, I think the only reason that people like them were here at all, or even able to access here or sail here at all, based on the tides and the wind and whatnot, is
Right.
because the spirits are protecting this place. And we had an infiltrator allowing them in specifically. So, I think this is the safest place, and it should be out of our hands and in a place designed to protect itself and the occupants within by the command of this staff. He plunks it forward confidently and then looks at it bewildered for a second and gets less confident in posture.
If this is what you believe, then I'm in full support of it.
I think it's reasonable. We'll
That's
just
fine.
Is it
kind
okay?
of- let's just say, here, if I get word back and he's gonna be back here in like 5 years or something crazy, just a long time, and I don't know if this person, this shape changer can survive that long on the support of the spirits and whatnot. If it's way too long, we'll find out, and we'll have to take her with us. But I do think if it's sustainable, keeping her here is probably the best choice.
Well, how sustainable is this place? Does she get
That's not
deliveries? Or does she, is there like a garden she grows?
Yeah,
Are there-
chat with the spirits to see if they can keep her alive. Like, I imagine they just kind of turn into seagulls and like eat them or something.
Yes, we normally bring fish on a regular basis if she's not able to catch her own, although she is an avid fisherman. She also has a garden behind the house where she grows grapes and citrus.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She started that?
That has been an establishment here for hundreds of years.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I almost respected her for a little bit. Huh? I'm kidding. I do want to speak with her later. But, boy, do I have some childhood complexes based on this singular person out there. So I need to go and speak with this.
Understandable.
Yikes.
Why don't we hunker down for a night here? It'd be great to have a bed that doesn't wave for a little bit.
True. Oh my gosh. Yes, it's so nice.
Sure.
I really like the hammocks.
It's been my first night outside of a coffin in a while.
I wanted to get you out, but you wanted to stay in.
I know,
You
I
should
know.
flex your bones.
Sorry, this was the way things went. That was.
No,
it must
don't.
have been incredibly boring.
It's okay. Give me some time to think.
I gave him a lot of pamphlets for entertainment. Although they were like the same
Yeah,
copy of one pamphlet though, so like
Uh-huh.
good
It
read,
was-
right?
It was, yeah.
Branch just elbows him and is like, I knew a boner man like you would, Levin. As she just confidently walks out the door.
Oh. I take it
So-
the reading was bad.
Are we
It
all in
was.
agreement then that we're to stay in this place for a night?
I think rest would be nice. Yeah.
You'll probably
Leave
sleep
that-
easier here
Hmm?
than on the ship.
Do you sleep?
I do not sleep. Not anymore.
Oh. I kind of hoped you two sleep because sometimes you sit there very still thinking, I guess, for a long time, and I was like, oh, he's so sleepy. No? You've been watching the whole time?
I tend to not watch people when they sleep. Unless it's very important.
Like, okay. So if I wasn't actually sleeping?
I've noticed when
Okay.
you've
No,
gotten
wait, no.
up and done stuff, yeah.
God damn it.
I don't look.
You don't. Okay. Don't look, don't speak.
Try not to listen, but that's harder.
Thank you for the information. Oh god, I could have just asked this question a long time ago. Okay, enjoy your time here. I'm gonna go talk to some people.
All right. You guys begin to kind
Is...
of. What you got?
Sorry, I should have done the hand raise. Is, I can't think of her name, Adelaide?
Oh my god.
The
what is her
changeling.
name? Oh, oh my God,
Radia.
Aradia.
Aradia,
Her
thank you.
contemporary
I'm so
was-
sorry.
So many names.
Is
Sorry, I
Aradia
was trying to
still,
remember
like,
it too.
close by?
I presume that Branch probably has her like in manacles, like in his hands. Yeah. Unless I hear differently, I assume that she is with you guys.
Yeah.
Who's on the other side of the bag? Do you know? Like, exactly.
She strains against the collar and kind of comes in and out of consciousness. Someone in Cyrillin, one of the Queen's men, I guess. I don't know.
Okay. Thank you. That's all
Yeah.
I needed.
Ruko, one last thing.
Hmm?
I need to send a message to Myanmar at some point about all this.
Send a message to Mama.
You're very far from the mic yet.
I need to send a message to my sister at some point, Myanmar.
Oh, that was in my ear. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. I guess I could maybe spare some magical casting. Let me see if I can even do it. It's been a day. Oh boy. Oh no, I already refreshed all my spells. I used it once. It was a 5th rank spell. I cast 1, 2, 3.
Use one 5th rank. So no matter what, you just got one extra 5th rank spell from leveling up. So you have at least one of these for sure. And I do believe that you've used 2 because you did 1 Mind Probe on Iradia and you sent 1 to AMR. So that'll be your last one for the day.
Okay. Yeah. Is it? I don't want to say that. I was just saying if like a big tidal wave came and we had to ask for help, and it's just so improbable that it probably is more reasonable to. Anyway, yes, I do have the spell slots. I could do the energy. If you want to send one tonight, I could do it.
Yeah, that's perfect. I wrote it out for you.
Do I need to like speak it in the voice or something?
Just say it's from me, and I don't know, say that you're the terrorist that she met in case she forgot. That will endear you to her immediately.
Okay, so something like, "Hey sis, this the terrorist."
She's my sister.
I'm speaking as you. You're sending the message.
All right. Okay, how about you send the message as yourself, and I'll trust her to remember your face and that you're my friend. All right, comprendo, mi amigo.
When you say that, you say your face and you're my friend. Ruko gets this shit-eating predator smirk. Like, you just want to smack him for a second, but he's fucking with you.
Don't let it get to your head.
I'm kidding. I'll deliver the message. It'd be fine.
All right.
You could be here with me. Just make sure it's like communicated.
Don't you need to go to sleep for it to work? Oh, whatever.
I do. It's just the one cast, and then I'll. Yeah, I think I have an overwhelming sense of anxiety just now because a lot of shit just happened. But if I send this, and it's kind of energy expending, and I'll go and talk to the weird changeling, resolve some things that'll help me sleep. Just kind of get everything done for the day, you know?
All right. Well, go talk to them when you're ready. I'm just gonna send it. I'll just hand this to you right now, then. And he just hands you a note with the dream message words.
Wait, you don't want to hang out when I send it?
I will. I thought you were going to deal with with your childhood trauma real quick.
Yeah.
Do you want me to hang out while you do
that?
that?
No. Actually, no. Don't want you to hang out with that.
All right. Well, here you go.
Okay. I'll come find you at the end, I guess. When we're ready to send. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Rico's looking like he's not going to deal with childhood trauma and just like wander around alone for a little while and then pretend he did.
Do I have to escort you to her?
Nope, we're good.
Hey, I'm
Alright,
being serious. Hey, no, I'm being serious here. You want me to like stand outside the door or something in case anything happens?
You know, I think I'm going to make a few poor decisions because I'm empathetic with her plight. So, maybe?
Then I'll do it. All right. Thanks for the help.
Sleep? Are you sleepy?
No, I've done this. I'm used to guard duty.
Okay.
Plus, I know how to breach and enter. I can do it better than anyone else, as long as no one else is doing it with me at the same time.
No explosives?
No explosives, just the good old foot.
I guess you're in the foot thing, but whatever. All right. Okay. Let's go.
Where do you need to just go over to her cottage or cabin?
Yeah. So she's holed up in the cabin. What do we have her? Do we have her in manacles? I'm thinking. Like we secured the prisoner, right?
So she is tied up pretty amply, including around her fingers so that she can't do spell casting easily, and a gag in her mouth, which you take out momentarily to let her speak from time to time, but is currently in. In addition, unless things have changed, she is also wearing magical manacles that Branch put on her that leave her constantly in a state of dipping in and out of consciousness and in mild pain at all times.
Oh, that's awful. Oh God, that's awful.
We're working on
alright.
something to make that less painful, but it's gonna take a while.
Yeah, I do want to maybe barge back in like several minutes after just saying goodbye, have a good night to my friends, and kind of converse about like what are her magical abilities? Because I know some stuff, but maybe you guys have a better perspective, like just different angles.
Branch got like the whole investigator stratagem thing on her when during
Excellent.
the fight, right?
Okay.
So I'll just relay everything I know about that in like this prisoner has like this type of shit on
Okay.
very like
So then,
he as if he was like describing like it's very Edgicide of him to do that, very Justicar.
all right. So DM Ruko's going into this as in he wants to show as much mercy as is reasonable as a bargaining chip, conversation piece, and just because he's not cruel. Because she's stuck on a literal island defended by spirits who will keep her here. So he wants to be able to give her a little bit of lenience where necessary. What are her spell casting abilities? Like, can she just contact the fleet to come in and like murder us all, or like I don't know. What's the limits here in terms of spell casting?
To learn what somebody's spellcasting abilities are, you would either like need some sort of a tool that would let you get that, or you could just study them in the middle of combat, which you've been able to do a little bit, or they'd have to tell you. In other words, there's not an easy way to like learn all of her spells known just by looking at her. However, Branch did study her during the fight, and you studied her a bit during the fight. Branch, give me perception, and Ruko, give me occultism.
All right.
I'm just trying to determine the risk factor and how much freedom she can be given reasonably.
Right.
While stuck on this island for an indeterminate amount of time. Occultism?
Yep.
Guys, I'm talking a lot this episode.
It's great.
Help. Oh no.
Both of you are able to deduce pretty quickly that a lot of her spellcasting came from the staff. She was like kind of floundering without it, especially in the middle of combat. You imagine that most of her combat abilities came from that staff especially. She probably has some of her own, and in fact you saw her do a couple of minor spells on her own without it. But she seemed to be very much like a fish in the water, or fish out of water without it. The impression that Branch gets based on the couple of things that he saw her do, and that Ruko gets based on her nature as a doppelganger, is that the spells she knows are probably innate or were trained from innate spells, and are mostly going to have to do with illusion and darkness and deception. It's going to be things that are natural to her as a doppelganger. She doesn't seem to be like a studied wizard. She's doing mostly kind of innate occultism, which means
But there is the factor that she's been a little doppelganger this whole time, going through all of the spirit weaver training and stuff, so she can pull some weird voodoo shit.
Correct. You have been training for a long time too, and at the start of your adventure, you could really only do like a first or second spell. She probably has like a first or second level spell. You're not sure yet what it is, but you imagine it was probably stuff that was related to the task that she was being groomed to do, which means she can probably do a little bit of water magic on her own. If you had to guess with your high rolls, especially Ruko here, you would probably guess air bubble, maybe create water, maybe the ability to like do a shape water, are the most likely things that they would have taught her as they were preparing her for this job. And then as far as her innate occult or like doppelganger stuff goes, probably like darkness you saw her do, mind reading you saw her do, She can probably do like a mirror image is pretty typical. Anything beyond that is kind of like up in the air. It's probably related to darkness or illusion or secrecy, but you don't know specific spells.
Okay, but none of that really gives her a chance to reach out for send the armada, or here's a hypersonic air bubble underwater that I can escape instantly from, kind of deal. Like she's stuck on this island.
Seems like it.
Don't you think she would have done that already? She would have contacted
yeah,
already.
but it's
the
only
moment
been
we
like
did.
5 minutes. You know, like it's been very. I don't know.
Yeah, makes sense.
Like, he's probably talking with Branch right outside the door. Or, well, not right outside of the door, but where she can't hear us. We're chatting.
Think you're safe to go in. She's harmless without the staff if you want me to hold it for a bit, or someone else in there.
You know, I could just sleep first and then come into that conversation with more.
How about you do this conversation now?
Actually, it might be
we'll
a
get
better
it over
idea if I just don't talk to her right now and actually just, sleep, get some more info, come in there,
I'm
send your message.
going
You really want that message, right? You want to send
to
that
throw you inside this cottage if you don't walk in yourself. I know. And we fucking beat her ass. And if she does anything, I'll come in and do it again.
Okay. So DM, I guess just on net, I'm under the impression that I might be able to like reduce some of her restraints at something as a bargaining chip, and it'd be fine because she cannot escape this island with the spirit defenders and all that.
That seems reasonable. Yeah, she's tricky. She's wily, but she seems to be defeated. All the impressions you've got from her is that she's being compliant because she thinks it will serve her well for now.
Yeah, and she's a creature of social exploit and manipulation.
Yeah.
Like she's literally designed for this biologically. So, yeah, she's on an island in the middle of the ocean. Okay. Okay. I could just send the message and go to sleep, Branch.
You know what? I
Okay.
don't care.
Okay, fine. Actually, that's worse. That's probably the meanest thing you could say.
Yeah, I know.
Now it's extremely convincing. I'm gonna go in there and fuck her up. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
As you step into the stone building, do you close the door behind you?
Yeah, he realized that he was still bantering with Branch as he walked in. He's like, yeah! And he's closed the door.
You close the door and you hear the clink of tin. And you look over and you can see that a radio, still tied up in doppelganger form, is kind of just like idly playing with a spoon in the now cold soup that was left up here from her meal. And she turns and looks up to you, still gagged.
Rugo looks at the soup. Do they eat soup?
They can. It's not as nourishing as their... They have additional needs. We need to drink and we need to eat and we need to breathe. They need to drink, eat, breathe, and occasionally consume flesh.
Oh, God. Okay. Well, that's freaking creepy. Alright, Ruko will walk in after his weird outburst at the start here. He closes the door, recomposes himself, and he walks up. He gains a more formal sort of stance, like he's walking into the classroom. And he does a little mildly sarcastic gesture with his fingers to his forehead. He does a little bow, just like he's entering the classroom ready for his lecture, like they all had to do when they were growing up, just as a little formality when they walk into class and come and sit down. He'll do that anyway.
As you sit down, Aradia does kind of shift into the faucet form, the form that you knew her as.
Okay, one sec. I need to be sitting. Here we go. That's sleeping. That's what I want to be doing right now. Wait, sitting. That's a frog. Ruko starts flipping between all of his loadouts. Oh, Jesus. Sorry, I'm trying to do it quick. I'm nervous.
There you go. You did. I'm proud of you.
I'm sitting. It's so dark in here. What the heck?
You're able to
Is
like
there
turn
any
on a little
light?
torch there. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay. Before he sits, though, he goes to, like, prepare his little sitting spot, and then he gets a little bit closer to her and gives her this warning look, like, look, I'm optionally coming in here and giving you the ability to speak. Through gesture, he communicates that as he removes the gag.
So,
Hey,
what's the verdict? Do I get to live?
yeah, you do. I'm not cruel.
No, you never were.
You know, I have so many questions. We grew up together. In a way, I mean, it's not like we were hanging out all the time. I feel like Zep kind of freaked you out.
He's smart. He has a good knack for these sorts of things. He'll get himself killed. Because he's smart. They go for
Yeah.
them first.
Yeah, he's smart in the dumbest way possible. Genius about just barely surviving explosions, I swear. Even I almost died. Remember that one time we'd almost flooded your house? It was close, it wasn't too bad. I think.
Crocodile got stuck up on the mantle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember it.
Hey, look, This is weird. You're not. You are who I've always known, but you're not who I thought you were. And that must be familiar to you, but it's not to me. What? How did you get here? Not here, but when we were younger?
Under their thumb. I get it. Well, I guess it's not too different from your story, except yours was one of running away and mine was one of getting caught. They send their knights out to collect taxes, and many times they collect a little more than taxes in the way of slaughtering monsters or killing spirits or just taking out their aggression, I guess.
The Cyrillin guard.
Yeah. They found a bunch of us and killed a bunch of us for fun. Which I get. We eat people. Sure, we're monsters. I get it. I understand. But they kept a few of us. They took us back to their holy city and taught us how to do the things that they needed us to do. They told us what we were supposed to do. They told us what would happen if we didn't. So I came back, and I spent several years learning how your people worked, and sending it back to them. And eventually your people sent me here, and frankly that was the most peaceful time in my life since all of this started. Most days I sit here eating soup and reading books, and every couple of weeks I'll get a ship that comes by and I take their ledgers and their money and I pass most of it back to you and some of it over to Cyril, and then I go back to reading my books and eating my soup. I don't have to deal with them or you, just the ocean and a few of my family who survived.
Go glances out toward the little windows. It's all darkness now, but the ocean's out there. Do you find peace in the ocean? Or in Stuff that doesn't have to deal with either us or them. Cyril and Blemadil. Just want to
Sure.
be left alone.
Sometimes, at the very least, I don't know if I find peace, but I at least find serenity, and that's close enough some days. I don't think that peace has been a thing for me for a long time, and I don't know if it will be.
There's always peace. You could be dour about it, but universe has a tendency to settle. You drop a ball and it'll bounce. And it will settle. Step into a bathtub and it will slosh, cause problems. It will settle. Entropy, I suppose. And you've been perpetually fucked with. I can tell. And you fucked with me, for the record. I'll get to that. Ruko smiles then. He like kind of adds this odd, it's kind of tense right now, but like, there's this like dose of, I don't know, familiarity. Just a little bit of humor. I don't know. Look, I'm not happy in general, or just what you've done. But I understand it's not, you have to. You know, you have to do it. That much makes sense. And that fact is, it changes things a lot. But you were really, really unnecessarily good at fucking with me when I was younger. What? Why? What's your deal?
I had to work my way to the top, which meant I had to take your place.
Yeah. Did take my place, but you still had to speak with me directly. That's not something you're graded on. Hey, and we had all these rumors. Did you start those rumors? The ones where you're like, oh, well, we're both rivals, but no, maybe you like me, or I like you, and all this nonsense going on earlier. And I was so distraught the entire time, and you seemed to kind of enjoy it. Were you actually having fun with that? If I was in your position, I probably would, but in a bad way.
I think Zep may have started those rumors, but they were useful to me, so
That bastard.
I urged them on. Why, did you actually?
You would.
It's pretty gross. I mean, unless you're into
What?
it, in which case I'm not here to judge. We do reproduce.
Wait, what?
Nothing.
Actually, like, wait. Not that, wait, you? And, wait. Okay, hold on. No, for the record, as a template, I thought that you were like the everyone thinks it's going to be a thing, so that's like the normal thing. But also you were kind of creepy about it, you know? Or also just kind of rude all the time. Competitive. You know?
Yeah.
I thought that's I thought that...
That's just me. That one wasn't a play, that's just me. You're asking what my deal is, and my deal is that I just want all of this to be over one way or another. And the more that I learn about your people, the more it sinks in that you are the last flickering candle on the beach as the tide comes in. And I sometimes look back at what they did to me and to my family with disdain and anger, as I know that I should. But there are times when I look at it and think how glad I am to be on the sea's side. Your people don't have a lot of time left.
Luko strums his fingers across the wooden table. He knows. You know, in the grand scheme of things, You're no longer going to be held captive against us. Maybe we can keep that flame going at least until dawn. No?
It's very
Look.
heroic of you.
No, it's not. The fact of the matter is that you don't want to be fucked with, and I don't want to do that. We have the Queen, this madness that they've... I don't know what's wrong with them. This sickness. And they just want to bring everyone into their fight. You don't need that if you don't wish to fight. It's not in your nature, it's not in your anything. Don't need to force them to. The best fighters are the ones who are convinced that this is the right thing to do. Those are the heroes. They believe in what they're doing. If you recruit people from the masses who don't believe in the cause and are doing only what they must do to survive, that's not the same. You don't get heroic miracles or, the crazy things you hear in stories, That's... It's wrong.
She smiles, and she kind of looks down, and then she looks back up. She says, Mirko, you're so smart, and you're so close. But what you don't understand is that the people who believe in their own cause are not the strongest. The strongest are the ones who can trick the people into believing their cause. Cyrillin has learned how war works nowadays. And it's not inspiring causes. It's changing the minds of their people so that they believe their cause is just. That is why they came to me. I am their new best soldier. This is what they need today.
That's the grand scheme of things. Perhaps. But you must have an opinion for yourself. You have been trying to get away. To survive. And why do you fucking survive if you don't wish to survive? If you don't choose to? If you don't hope maybe one day you'll just get the hell away from everything, no? Maybe I'm mistaken. But
She pauses. Give me a diplomacy check.
thick diplomacy. Unnatural. Oof. Come on, hero point. Oh, shit.
Alright.
This is not the time for my bullshit. Bless.
Maybe you're right. Maybe there's a way out of this. I hope I'm wrong. I hope you fight the sea. I hope you win.
And you know what? I'll be honest with you. As much as my entire being, my entire soul is committed to this, I know we're only just a small flame on the beach. Sometimes the tide, the wind, it will just take it without remorse. But maybe we can go out with a spark, or maybe we can light the flame and come back. It's foolish, but it's something that makes me feel better about trying. It's survival. You survive and you don't know why. I do this, and I don't know why. All it does is bring me pain. And make me understand new levels of pain that people deal with. And it helps me do what I do better. So, it's a really shitty bargain. But I have to. Because I want to. Look, I You've caused me a lot of pain personally in the past. In a petty way, mostly. But I don't know. I understand. I just. This might be your chance, I think. You can. I will tell Amar. Anybody who comes to ask you for information, they will trust my word. And they'll let you go to have your own life again. As long as you're free and detached from every part of Blemadil, like you said, or Cyrillin, like you said. Just get the fuck out of here and do what you want, detached from all of this nonsense. You've been stuck for too long. Is that what you want?
She looks up. And she nods. The truth is that it's been a long time since I've even thought about what I want besides seeing the next day. But if you really believe it, if you really think that they'll listen to you and let me go, I'll get as far away from here as I can. They'll come looking for me. But I think, as I sit here with what I thought might be my last meal, I realize that I would rather die to their hands than to yours. So maybe that's how it should have been from the very start.
What do you mean?
They'll follow me. I work for them. I swore an oath to them. They are the suns. They are the sky. They can see everything. They know everything. You can't fight them. They're bigger than us. But maybe I would rather...
You are...
Maybe I would rather go down trying to sting and bite them than fighting amongst ourselves.
He nods.
I've heard Zulakar is nice. I've heard it changes a lot. I like that. And she kind of shifts in her seat, and you see she tries on a few different faces. She tries a couple of tabaxi, she tries a couple of minotaurs, she tries some lizard folk. A little hot, but I can get used to it.
It's a little hot. I mean, the climate. Honestly, yeah. It's far, it's detached, and things change all the time. Can't make maps. They always outdate themselves at random. And I do know some folks that might be able to connect. Just give you some pointers.
Yeah, I think we kind of... She leans in, she seems interested, and unless you have anything else you'd like to say, kind of like fade out with you starting to give her these contacts and tell her what she might be able to do when she gets out of here.
She leaned forward with her manacled hands.
I mean, on her elbows, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He'll grab the chain between them, pull them forward. Look at her carefully, and they'll continue to talk. But I think eventually he'll get rid of her manacles, since it's not like she's gonna try to murder us at this point, hopefully. If Ruko's insight is good enough.
She has been stifling a tense neck the entire time, and when they come off, you see she audibly rolls her head. You hear a bone crack in her spine.
Ooh, that was a good one. Ruko tries it again. It's subpar. Oop, no, you got it better.
Tell me about these friends in Zulakara.
Well, they're twins, and they're kind of, they're like royalty, but they're also like kind of hot.
Do they have
One
royalty
licks a
in
banana.
Zulakara?
He doesn't even swallow.
I don't think that's how it
Or
works.
he
I thought
does,
they
but-
don't have a king.
They're like royalty because they're twins.
They're like they've got this thing about them, you know. They strut like they're royalty, but they're also very timid. Except for one, who's kind of uh, they start chatting about Zulkara. I don't know. Uruk was trying to amend the past bitchiness of this school rival, and this is making him feel a lot better.
Wonderful. It's obviously very tense and uncertain. There's a constant feeling that even at her most genuine, she is calculating at all time. You can't help but wonder if what she is calculating behind those eyes is what to do with this opportunity she's been given, or how to take advantage of it. And I suppose there may only be one way to find out. But at the very least, she doesn't do anything crazy right here. She sits and talks. She reminisces. She learns about what you know about Zulukara.
I'll communicate her wishes to Brother later. But also, just from Ruko's perspective, this kind of stuff, this calculating this baseline, what equation equals outcome I want, and that's how people are going to operate, is extremely familiar to him.
Yeah,
he already knows this is the baseline this creature is operating on. But
absolutely,
on top of all of that, he can kind of, balance the equation a little. I don't know, just kind of actually have a good. This is very helpful to Ruko right now.
There is a principle that your mother taught you many times as she was explaining her work, that all creatures are inherently selfish, and cooperation and morality is when you find ways to make selfish desires align in a way that is mutually beneficial. And that was what her art was all about. And you begin to see, I think for the first time, as you look down at the metaphorical footsteps that you're leaving in the ground in front and behind you, the first time that your footsteps in one of her own footprints, and you realize that you were doing exactly what she spent her entire life doing.
Yep, the baseline is the platform, the selfish need, the equation which gets you what you want in isolation, but then you can kind of build things and shift things a little, still going in the same direction until maybe you can pull it in another, show them a different way, and get, it's friendship. It's convincing. This is how to convince or communicate with people in general. It's to convince them on a real level. And this is not happening now, but Ruko gets the sense that this is exactly the kind of thing that she was talking about.
Absolutely. This is how it starts. As all this is going on, what is Ethan up to?
Oh, well, that's going on. Ethan's checking up in Kaz. He probably goes to find him if Kaz is around.
Do we have a Kaz?
Yeah, if it has.
Wonderful.
Yeah, he'll probably move away from the water. He takes Kaz somewhere away from the water, and it's just like, how are you doing? We're very near to Luteon.
I know, do I look nervous?
No, but you've been quiet.
I'm terrified.
Understandable. Do you know what you'll do when you get there?
Oh god. I hope I don't have to talk to anybody.
Oh, yeah, it's up to you guys. Foster apparently also wanted to talk to Kaz. Would you guys like him to be part of the scene?
Sure, yes.
Okay, cool.
We probably look at each other like, hey, bone buddy, let's go talk to Kaz.
Undead brother.
Unbrother?
Dead brother.
Unbrother.
Oh man, Urko wants to be here, but he's occupied.
We're unbrothers.
You guys are bone brother. Broners, if you will.
Brother.
Roners.
Wait. Real quick, can I free branch maybe to signal that it's okay now?
Oh, he fell asleep.
Oh god damn it. God damn it. Okay. We're
He'll probably wants to talk to you after your conversation too. Check up on you. So They can have their thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
we'll
I
come back
want
to
to
that one.
support my friends.
Back inside the
Yes.
lighthouse, the three of them.
Hello?
Hi. I just want you to know, Kaz, that it seems like you're all very good at improvising. So whatever this is that we need to do, we're going to do it. We're going to do it effectively and, well, yes, effectively. I don't know what to say, Kaz.
We're gonna get your family back.
Thank
or,
you.
die again trying.
I'm really not sure what to say either, but it is very reassuring because I'm still not really sure if I have a full plan for this. So, it might be just one of those things that you kind of feel and you know what to do when you get there, I hope.
You've not
But-
been in there before, no?
I was in there, but it didn't see much other than myself.
Right, only the cell.
That's why this is so hard to do any sort of planning for. If I had any kind of map or even remembered, could maybe sketch out what I think some things might be, it would make finding my family and branches and everybody else we need to get out of there before we have to burn the place down.
What did your cell look like?
In fact,
Yeah, it was
what am I?
long and narrow. Only about 6 or 7 feet wide in some places. The bed could only be pressed all the way back against the back, and its foot stuck out towards the door. It was a heavy iron door. There was a little slit window with iron bars over the head of the bed, essentially the back of the cell. And that would sometimes let a little bit of stray moonlight in from what must have been some sort of an opening way up there. But most of the time it just showed darkness and it smelled like water, and occasionally you would hear the sounds of water burbling. Through the front, it was a big metal door. You had a pot to shit in and piss in. Water and food would be pushed in through a slot on the underside of the door from time to time, and then it would be closed and locked again with a heavy metal thunk. There were grates on the front of the door so that you could peek out. And when you did, you essentially saw just a big open stone column, a cylinder. And you could see that there were similar doors kind of dotted all around the sides of the cylinder, going up and down. Like the whole prison was kind of a tube of sorts, and your cell was just one of dozens that were planted into the sides of the cylinder.
I'll describe that. They made us. We had to piss and shit in the same pot. Can you believe it?
Terrible. Terrible business.
And yeah, I imagine since meals and stuff were delivered to me, I never got out of that cell aside from when I was loaded onto a ship.
Correct. They would occasionally move you to a different cell, and you would be kind of walked along these stone walkways, and you could look up and see more of the cells, and down, and you could see that at the bottom of this big, like, cylinder shaft, there was water, but it was far enough down that it was dark and murky, and you couldn't really make anything out down there.
Was there were ever any times that I was celled up with anybody else, or was it always a solo situation?
It was almost always a solo situation. Every now and then, adjoining rooms would have a little bit of the ability to hear each other if you yelled through the grates at the front door. And so occasionally people would do that. The only other thing that really comes to mind to you is that each cell was equipped with a device on the wall that was colloquially known as the knockout button. even though it wasn't button-shaped. It was essentially just an iron rod. And this rod essentially just made you very, very sleepy, so you fell asleep quickly. And the prisoners talked about how it was there so that people didn't go crazy.
This rod is something you can take and use on people? Or is it a part of the structure?
It was like mounted into the wall, but maybe, hypothetically.
Like a lever?
It was essentially, it kind of just looked like a, how do I even describe it? If you take like a shower towel rack and turn it sideways, that's kind of what it looked like.
So it's like affixed to the wall.
Correct, yeah.
It's not something you point like a wand or anything.
Correct, yes.
And you mentioned murky water. Seawater?
You had several years there to find out. It tasted a little like salt in your mouth, yeah?
It also makes sense, knowing where we think it is, at least, geographically.
Mm-hmm. Then our chances of success just rose dramatically.
Why is that?
We have control of sea spirits now.
Huh? True.
Certainly doesn't hurt.
You know, I made it out of that one. Imagine it might even be easier if I'm piloting the boat on the way in and out.
Vastly.
And not inside a cell, being beaten at the time.
Seems like we have the upper hand, and she's underestimating us.
And in fairness, without a plan, that makes us quite unpredictable.
I do wish I could share your optimism so well, but I fear that everything I know she knows, so maybe it's a good thing that we don't have a plan on the one hand, but
Mm-hmm.
I imagine she's always watching to some extent. She might already know that we have this upper hand.
She knows that we have no plan.
But that we have more help.
This is true, but it's difficult to defend against the ocean. That being said, is there something else you'd like to do while you're there? Anything we could do?
I mean, it might seem foolish and heroic and childish, but I'd really like to just break everybody out of there. There might be some people that deserve to be locked up in a place like that, but I don't think anybody deserves to be locked up in a place like that.
Right.
Piss and shit in the same pot.
That's surprisingly normal in most prisons.
Really?
You dare do it in the same pot?
None. Yeah, those without plumbing. I'm surprised there's a pot and not a hole. Well, I suppose like they're worried you'd escape through the hole in the ground.
Usually like a cauldron with handles.
We would defecate right into the water and would be cleaned up by the fish.
That's fucked up.
That's how it works.
I'm not there.
All
yet,
fish
though.
poop?
Don't acknowledge me.
All fish poop? Well,
DM.
if we cannot discuss a plan or make one in good faith that it is not being intercepted, then just take this. He's just gonna put an arm over like Kaz's back and just give him like a hug.
He tenses up a little bit first, but then he kind of leans into it, hugs you back. you get the feeling like, oh, he needed that.
This is backpacks, and it's gonna watch like the water.
You feel something tapping at your knee.
Look down,
One of these two.
reach for the other arm and pick him up.
Yeah.
Oh man.
What you got?
After scene.
Do you think perhaps there are spells I can prepare in the morning for you, Foster? Any more scrolls?
You can do up to second level, question
Yeah.
mark?
Yeah, one first level and one second? Or two
I
first
will-
levels?
I will take a look.
We've had several days of this, so in theory you've got 10 more spells now.
I said I got the 7 that you mentioned last time.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Then it'd be these 2 more. In the morning at least.
We'll definitely look, see if there might be something that could help with what's coming next.
Do you have a way to contact Helia?
Not directly. I can make the stars light up for her, but I can't really communicate with her.
That sounds like beautiful magic. Do you think perhaps Ruko could communicate? I'm not sure how his magic works, if he is the one who does the communicating, or if he can send you to her dreams. Not that we sleep, I suppose that's a problem.
It does tend to throw a wrench into things.
I sort of miss sleeping. It's like a button that just skips time.
If I can inject a little memory for Narafi, as Ruko had mentioned sleeping and not realizing you weren't sleeping earlier.
Yeah.
Ruko's got some active dreaming.
He's got some
And spells that he can cast when he's dreaming. To make him, of course. I don't know. Or doesn't sleep.
We can ask. I know I'd like to try and contact more people. The only time we get to do it is back at the guild.
It would be a lot more convenient.
You think if you put your ear against him, you'll hear the sea?
If I had an ear.
Inside Ruko right now is a being that wants to be useful. And people waking him up from his blessed sleep to say, hey, I need something and I want to go talk to somebody. Ruko would love this so much.
Let's give him maybe a few hours to see if his brother contacts him, and then we can give him a prod.
He really could use the beauty sleep.
Damn, Cackles.
Ooh.
All right. Does Ruko have something else that he wanted to do before bed, or what's the hand raise? What's Ruko up to?
The hand raise is that this has been a big old dealio for Ruko's whole ordeal. You see, we're at the big mystical island. We've encountered a personal friend, and all of this stuff, he's been front loading his whole experience on this journey until this moment because he had to be ready. And now we're entering the new zone, the new sequence where we gotta go underwater and assault a prison, and this means a lot to both Kaz and Branch. Yeah, I think he's gotta go steal away and talk to Kaz a little bit, as the party had
Do
done
you
earlier at a more reasonable time.
Do you I'll say that like
Ooh.
do you wake up Branch? Who's supposed to be guarding the door?
I need to step over his corpse before.
Yeah, you
Hmm.
finish your conversation and you find Branch is just slumped outside.
Actually, yeah. What's the vibe? We can. Rook was gonna engage with them because he says, "I fucking knew it. You're gonna fall asleep. I knew it. If I was dead in there right now, you would no idea."
do you wake him up?
Yeah, he does it by fake tripping over you. He almost did, and then he stepped back a step, and then actually tripped over you.
Oh, I have a plan. Oh, it's just you.
He does like the on stage tumble, like a dramatic roll, and then he goes and he sits up. Yep, just died.
Yeah,
Not only
I'm
did
sure
you
you
not save
did.
me from imminent peril, you were also sleeping and nearly killed me on my way out on my escape. You see.
He just stretches and is like, I can wake up to anything. If I know you're fucking sissy screaming from a mile away. If I heard it, I would have gone in immediately.
Hey, it went well in there though. Just in case you were curious, because you were sitting out here trying to defend my life and sanctity of being alive.
She's still alive.
What? Wait, what? Was she gonna be dead? No, yeah, she's fine. She's fine.
I mean, congrats, awesome. Honestly,
Yeah.
I was expecting. You know what? I should expect more from you and other people around me.
Not really.
You made the right choice.
Sure. Anyway.
Sorry, just don't.
I feel more distraught, but also feel like I've said the right things to where when I process it, it will feel a little better later. God, she was a bitch. Back in the day. Anyway, you.
Yeah.
A message?
Oh yeah. I mean, I already gave it to you and just sent it to my sister in the least.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe she would love it if it was like concealed in fucking terrorist lingo or whatever, revolutionary shit. Who knows?
Oh yeah, she's into that, isn't she?
Yeah, she's a bit of a
like
fucking
the
freak, isn't she?
Variety,
Yeah,
yeah.
A regular. How do you say Banksy backwards? Yeah, that kind.
Shabby.
Speaking of which, I still need to get someone to investigate those, to identify those paintings at some point. Whatever. Nah, when you're able, just I'll let you process your shit right now, but before we reach Latean, I'd love it if you just sent that message off.
He's making
Need her to know
direct
I'm
eye
there.
contact and slowly unscrolling this message that you gave him.
Uh-huh.
I'm ready whenever you are.
I mean, it's just I posted it earlier. I'll post it again.
AKA right now.
Wait, post
I
a
am
picture
so
of Kaz.
fucking sleepy right now. Branch, I don't know what's happening. I'm ready. I'm ready for this right now.
Okay,
Or I will
yeah.
fall asleep. Yeah.
Do you want me to like clock you real good so it's a really good sleep too?
No.
I can have Ethan immediately heal you.
No.
Fine. Okay. Just something along the lines of plan went off well. I put "well" in quotes, but you don't need to say that. We got the ship. They know my face. They know my face, not you. Off to Latean, getting Dad back. We'll divert attention away from you, but plan for the worst.
Dude, the way you said this just now was like, oh, come on, this could be a rap. This could really just impact her. She's gonna think it's cool, actually.
I am not gonna fucking rap a message to my sister.
You read a poetry to a fucking she-shell
against
creature.
my fucking will, motherfucker. What?
Too bad. I know your potentials now. You can do it.
You want me to slam poetry this message?
I think it's written like that. It's just not spoken the way you said it, It's literally, you've got to be concise, you to be quick, And Ruka will mostly be unhelpful in this, but he's encouraging you to, like, get mad at him and actually give, like, more lambastic poetry. Deliver the message. Just to spite Ruko, if not to deliver the message. That's Ruko's goal right now. He's having fun.
Let's roll a save real quick.
What is the actual message? You said you sent it somewhere.
It's the most recent
Where
thing
is
in
this
chat there.
actual message? Oh yeah. Wait, why has it got a giant Kaz token in the middle of that message?
Yeah, I don't
I'm so
know.
confused.
It's
Yeah,
copy
I was like,
pasted
wait,
from
what is
Brother Up
that?
and it fucked some stuff up.
Above, it's also like written in stanza form like higher. Fine. Plan went off.
Well.
Plan went off well. We got the ship, but they know my face. Not you, though. Off to Latan, getting Dad back. They won't know your face, but they'll know mine. Plan for the worst. There. That good on you?
There you go. There you go. Okay.
All right.
Honestly,
fine. Just send it like that if you want.
No. It makes sense. It's got a rhythm to it. It's got an impact. It makes it more memorable.
Yeah.
I think it's just useful as a message.
I know, but like, if I try to write in like iambic tetrameter, it'd go up past like 25 words, and like, there's not I'll tell you later. Whatever.
This is an imbecilic triangular. Okay.
It's called All right. Well, thank you.
I'm not in the pentagrams, dude. I know I'm a cultist, but not like that.
Yeah, that's some freaky shit, dude. You ever hear of Pentagram Paulo back in Family Door? Weird fucking guy.
Okay. Ruko composes himself properly, which is probably a little bit relieving at this point, because. But after doing it with like the verse and like the practice session there, he delivers it clear and concisely, like with sort of just a spoken rhythm that seems like it just feels like a solid unit of info. He's going to communicate that. And he's pretty good.
All right.
Sorry for dragging through the unnecessaries there.
It's fine.
He punches you in the arm. It's weak.
Yeah. I got more poems if you want to hear them at some point.
No, for real. I'm going to joke about them in front of other people because that's kind of the vibe, but honestly, I'm actually interested.
Sure, yeah. It would be a private session.
Because that wasn't bad. You were under so much stress. You had to talk to weird creatures you'd never seen. You're doing poetry.
That's what they guard our ship.
Yeah.
It was that or 75 gold.
I live my life this way. This is how I do my spellcasting, is in pure panic, and yet you pulled it off fucking good. I don't know. No, it makes me curious. I'm like, for real though.
You want to know the secret to looking like you're confident?
Permanent anxiety.
No, that's just a lie they tell you.
Really?
In order, that's just a lie Big Therapy tells you to so that they keep letting you come back.
Oh.
Yeah.
Big therapy.
Nah. Just go with the flow. Just go with it. Things are bad, but they'll get better.
Yeah, that is kind of the only time it feels good, is when it's just with the flow. Just kind of go with the vibe.
If you live in the moment too much, you're gonna think about all the shit that's wrong. Just look forward to what you have later. It's how I survived 7 years in the Church of Edis.
You know, speaking of living in the moment, and somebody who's probably sleeping peacefully right now, I'm gonna go interrupt that. Seems like the right vibe.
So real quick, do you send the message right away, or do you wait till later to actually send it?
Yeah, I'll send it. Actually, ooh, yes, sending. Sending gets some reply.
I get a response right away, yeah.
If she's alive.
Okay. She's awake.
Ruko will stop his bullshit, and he'll deliver that message in a nice, concise, kind of a rhythmic sort of way. There you go.
Oh, okay. Got it. Tell him to be safe. I take it we shouldn't use the earpieces. I'll be safe if he'll be safe.
okay? That's the message that you understand from Ruko, telling it in the most complicated way. She says don't fuck up and she won't do it back. And yeah, he'll relay the message more concisely there.
Yeah. Okay, good to know that her safety is completely reliant on me not fucking up. Alright.
Yep.
Well, oh, go ahead.
Let me get perception checks from the two of you.
Eight.
Why is it blind? Oops.
As you guys start to make your way back over towards the bridge and the ship, and possibly the lighthouse, I'm not sure if the three of them are still in there or if they've made their way out, but we can regroup here in a second. But as you are walking away from the cabin, at least, you look over towards your ship that is still moored here, and you see that there are people on the cabin, or not on the cabin, on the deck, doing work. But you do see that there are a couple of figures on the railing that are kind of looking out in your direction towards the lighthouse. You recognize Drazak and Karaka that just kind of seem to be kind of idly watching in this direction as you walk away from the house, past the lighthouse, towards the ship.
Go like an unannounced trip to the seashore, away from Branch, and then frantically wave him like, go do your thing, and go touch water, and do the equivalent of the cat PSP thing at the water. He's trying to get in the spirit.
Yeah. Sure, yeah, you're able to eventually kind of catch the attention. You kind of pat the water and, pat it, try to ripple it just right. And eventually you hear a splashing that is like a little bit denser, and you realize that you're like splashing the face of this water elemental as it's trying to rise up. I am here,
Oh.
sir. I'm here.
Hey, sorry. Apologize. I respect you a lot, but you're all very squishy. Okay, no, okay. Do you see those two on the ship?
Yes.
White dragonborns.
Yes.
The larger one is a radical. He's the one to watch. This ship
understand.
is not to leave. It must remain here for our safe transit across the ocean. Those two will be the instigators to any spark of movement and, they'll try to diverge from our path. Keep the tide steady. No eddies.
Duly noted. We'll pay especially close attention to the two of them.
The ship is to remain. Do not harm them if it's possible. But keep them here. And be kind.
Very well. I will do my best.
And relay that message to your friends.
Of course.
Also, if you get word about if that guy has a cool thing with his shell that he did with it, tell me. But that's not important. Just
Got it. We got a hand raised from Foster. What's Foster up to?
Okay, this is probably overkill, but I'm going to walk to the top of the lighthouse to where the orb thing is.
Yes.
Okay, Jane, if you can hear me, I need your help. I'm going to try to figure out, can this orb, can it teleport anywhere else? Do I get the sense that if you mess with it, it doesn't just take you down to the lower level? Is she actually landlocked here?
I see. Okay. This is for sure an Arcana check, which I know might not be great for Foster.
It's not my best.
But yeah, give me an Arcana check.
I'll use a hero point.
Sure.
You have a lot of those. 2 now, right?
Yeah, you guys did get your second wave.
Better.
With a 13, it is certainly possible, but if it's possible, it's not an obvious mechanism. You don't see any mechanisms, really, other than simply reaching out and touching this. And no combination of, like, weird taps or tapping from a specific direction or any of the other things that you test ends up causing it to behave any differently. And I imagine that part of the reason that this is difficult and exhausting to test is because there's not really a good way to test it other than just tapping it in a bunch of different ways, and every time you tap it, you're sent all the way back down to the bottom of the lighthouse, and you have to climb all the way back up, which sounds like hell. But nonetheless, you do a good 9 or 10, maybe a couple dozen, if you're really willing to stick with it, tests of this thing, and every time it does the exact same thing, no matter what you do. And you kind of attune your magic senses to it. You try to connect with it. You quickly learn that the magic that built this thing is good old-fashioned arcana. It is not primal. It's not occult. It's certainly not natural. It was built during the Age of Kings, which is very much an age of arcane magic kind of hitting its peak, especially within the Wildlands. It seems like a pretty permanent fixture with a pretty fixed role, but it's hard to say without being more trained in arcana.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's as far as I'm going to get with it.
A lot of stairs.
A lot of stairs.
The thigh bone connects to the thick bone, if you know what I'm talking
Hey, yo.
about. Stupid.
Yeah. It was good, though. Alright, well, I guess I'm going to go make sure she hasn't ruined this garden out back so she doesn't starve to death.
Oh, heck yeah. Citrus.
Give me an H check or a gardening check or a plant lore or whatever you got for it.
What don't I have for this?
It's nature. You mind if I come along and learn how to garden with you?
No, of course not.
I don't
Citrus
exactly
isn't,
sleep, so might as well.
not gonna lie, citrus isn't exactly what I grew, but I don't know. I should be able to figure something out.
What did you grow?
Mostly flowers, some berry bushes, some plums actually do surprisingly well.
Was there a particularly a particular kind of flower that you enjoyed more than others?
That's a good question. They're obviously all, unique in their own way. I really like the smell of lavender. It's kind of basic, but
It's common, right? The purple ones?
yeah, it's pretty common. What else? I really liked irises.
Which ones are those?
Uh,
Desert person. Just for themselves.
sorry,
We
say
had
that
a
again.
few, desert person. He's just for himself. But we had a garden, I think. My mother did. And she had sunflowers. But there was a theme.
Yeah, sunflowers are great. Irises are kind of like, I don't know, they kind of look like almost tigers, stripy-ish towards the, back into the petal, and then they kind of come out to, like, a more solid color. Anyway, I liked the purple ones of those, too. This is silly. I liked the way that they made Thalia's eyes look when she was standing next to them. She just felt like she was, I don't know, part of the garden. I don't know, that sounds weird.
I don't think so.
Honestly, though, as long as it's not invasive, I hate to be generic, but I do kind of like anything and everything.
In terms of plants?
Yeah.
Which plants are invasive? It's like a little confused.
Are we actually developed enough for invasive species yet? I guess.
Yeah, sure.
Probably.
I mean, especially post the Age of Eden, when there was a lot of international trade and commerce, is when it really started to pick up. So probably, when you were alive, it wasn't a super huge thing, and it is now. So that's probably kind of a... It's not a foreign concept to Foster, but it's one you've always heard about and only saw in action when you were arisen.
Well, if I'm being completely honest, it's kind of new. It was more of like a theory, I guess, when I was alive. before. It's kind of like if you track seeds on your boots or intentionally bring something out of its native environment to somewhere it doesn't belong, it can just spiral really quickly. There are plants that don't do well together. There are plants that bully over the things that should be there. You just have to be careful.
Right. They're like weeds. They compete for the nutrients in the soil. Yes?
Yeah.
I know very basic things about plants.
Well, let's go look at these, I say oranges in the back and see if we can figure them out.
What sort of oranges are these?
They're limes, actually.
Oh.
My favorite orange. There's a mix back here. There's some lemon, some lime. Some bananas are growing over there as well. There's a little bit of just mostly citrus. It's stuff that you're not going to get from just eating fish all day, every day. There are some tubers, some root vegetables, things that are a little hardier that make it through the colder seasons as well. A little lettuce, a little bit of cabbage. And it is on a 26, decently maintained, but certainly not well maintained. It's enough to keep it alive, to keep some food coming in and out. But you can see that there's been a lot of shortcuts and a lot of... It's not a lack of care, it's a lack of expertise. There are things that whoever was maintaining this garden simply didn't know that they should or shouldn't be doing.
Oh, these oranges are limes, turns out.
Oh, I couldn't. I thought they were just unripe oranges.
Maybe that's why she called them oranges, but they're not oranges.
Hey, Uncle Foster.
Yes, Cackles?
I got a question.
Ask away.
What color is an orange?
That's a really good question. I don't have eyes anymore, so...
Oh.
If I had to guess, though, it's kind of like a sunset. Or maybe a sunrise, depending on your perspective.
Tangerine.
That's really beautiful.
That's why they keep me around.
I want to think about eating the sunrise every time I eat an orange now. Every time I see the sunrise, I'm gonna try to eat it off of the sun. Eat it out of the sun like a plucking an orange out of a tree.
You've seen a tequila sunrise, surely.
Oh yeah, that's Kaz's favorite drink.
Yeah, it's that color, kinda.
Oh, I don't... What? Okay. I don't know what color that is either.
Well,
Is it orange?
it's orange.
Oh. It's all starting to click.
Thinks I'm kind of a master of describing colors. Anyway, Ethan, if you wouldn't mind, this isn't too bad, but these two are just growing a little too close. I need to do some trimming here. Would you hold this branch out of the way?
No problem.
I'll just clean it up a bit.
He's just gonna help, whatever way. Usually taking directions. His nature is like low, but he's a little trained in it. Like, yeah, I can hold a branch for you.
Does someone need me over there? What's happening?
We're all good.
All right.
Shut up, one.
You sleeping on the porch again?
You know what, babe?
You need a pamphlet?
Nah. You seem to have a lot of fun with those.
How about some explosives?
Ooh. Actually, let me dig through my bag to see if I just have extras.
This is a wild group.
Prescient Planner literally lets me do that.
Hey, Ethan, can I ask you something?
Of course.
You've got a good mind for military tactics.
I hope so.
You do. I know you do. How stupid would it be for me to try and contact Cyrillin through that bag?
Oh my. Okay. Well, it depends on who you're contacting.
The queen.
Oh, terrible, terrible, terrible thing. But I'm not certain how this bag works. If they have it numbered or linked in a way where they know which one it's coming from, that'd be bad. But if it's all just connected and they don't have someone who can just sense who touched the item on the other side, it could be viable. We can have Kaz look at this bag and tell us more about it.
That
What would
seems
you-
like a smart idea.
What would you tell the queen?
You promise not to be upset?
I cannot promise I won't be upset, but I will keep it together.
That's okay. I want to know why she did it. I want her to know that I know. And I want answers.
I could sympathize with that. I just don't know if she would respond in kind.
Yeah. It might be just a dead end.
We could send her a lot of fuck yous. I can write it in several
I don't-
languages.
I don't even know if I want to fuck you, you know?
Right.
There are plenty of people here in the world that I do want to fuck you too, but I don't know. I
Would it
want to
be
know
more
what she
like-
lost.
Yeah. What turned you into this? What made you so... I wouldn't know better. I've not met her. I don't understand her.
I don't really know her either. She doesn't know me, but I mean, it sure seems like she sold us out. It seems like she handed us over so that they could get the moonlight or the seed of the moonlight prayer. And God knows she didn't pay the price.
And then gave it back for some reason. I don't understand the motives. I don't understand why she would destroy so many lives.
I don't either.
I don't even know if it'll make it feel better to know that this happened for a reason. Maybe it will.
But maybe it won't. We walk a weird line, you and me. Either way, I guess maybe we should start by just having Kaz look at it sometime. And maybe that can wait. There's enough going on.
We do have baby steps, and honestly, I think we'd get answers if we somehow take the queen, knock her out, kidnap her, bring her to Ruko, have Ruko read her mind.
Seems a lot more simple than using the bag.
It's using the bag with more steps, I suppose.
Terrible plan. Terrible.
I know what you mean, though.
What is it like, I wonder, to have been conscious all this time?
It must be terrible.
The 300 years I was gone, I wasn't there for. She was here all this time. Do you think the years would drive a person mad?
I think they would have to.
I don't want to blame this on madness.
I think it's a special kind of madness. I don't know how to, like, humans, all those shorter-lived, species, they kind of had a grasp on what they can do. She must feel like she has so much control over something she doesn't have any control over.
And it's something she wants control over forever.
There's one thing I'm certain of, and there's no forever for anyone. Not even her.
I can think of no worse curse than forever.
It does sound truly, truly terrible.
Well, we do live in this moment, tending this garden here and now. Is this part of your mission?
Of course it is.
Every garden in the world?
As many as I can get my hands on. They deserve to be here, and they deserve someone to look out for them.
I think every place could use a garden.
I've got some plans for that when, I don't know, when this esoteric, this, air quotes, is all said and done.
Do you think you could grow a garden in a very snowy place?
Sure, with the right type of crop.
Are there flowers that grow in the snow?
I could do some research, actually. I never got much cold climate exposure. That'd be a fun little experiment, though.
We have time in the future. Why not? Let's add this to our little, what would you call it? Fun time list? The list we do when we're not doing whatever this is. Just gestures vaguely.
That sounds great. Our fun time snow garden. Added to the list.
Are snowdrops grown in snow?
I was Googling to see what flowers grow in snow.
That seems like it must be a given.
It's gotta be.
They're called snowdrops.
We do have a hand raise from Jaeger, or is that old?
Eventually, that was old though.
Okay, got it. Where does everybody kind of start to settle in for the night? Yeah, obviously the two skeletons don't need to sleep, but are you going back to the ship? Do you stay in the lighthouse? And what do you do with the Radia? She's just chilling in her house for now, unless you do something else.
Well, I get my manacles back.
Perfect. Excellent.
The pink fuzz on them was kind of distracting. I'm gonna stay on land because they have been so barfy.
Perfect.
Branch is gonna actually see anyone else want to stay on the ship with me? You're welcome to sleep here if you want to, sleep in a bed that doesn't weigh, but I'll just go back up there for safety's sake.
Safety?
I have like a meta logistics question because it's been weeks since we got on this island in real life.
Sure.
Was I carried off the ship in my casket, or do they know that I'm undead at this point?
That is kind of up to you. You
I'm
can
ass-
when it happened, so it's up to you.
I'm assuming we had your like normal disguise and shit like that. Branch had the whole line of like, you don't know how many of this there actually were, and when we took out an extra person, they probably were shocked by it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, so I walked off the ship. Got it.
but
This
they probably
is
don't
our
know you're.
specialist Ant-Man.
He makes ants.
Not the ant specialist.
He leaves salt all over your floor, and suddenly you have a problem.
Their specific skill is to produce ants.
I have a very
Of
specific set
terrifying
of
size.
skills.
Of extraordinary size.
Yeah. You want me to check on Jahari or anything, Ethan?
I'd love that.
All right.
I might actually go with you, just for the safe side.
Done gardening for the night.
It was fulfilling experience.
Well, I'm glad you liked it. Most people call it an
You
F
not like
activity.
gardening?
I tripped over a vine once and broke my
Hated
nose,
all plants.
and now I hate all plants.
I see.
Anyway, sure. More's company.
She must be nervous surrounded by all those people anyway.
You make your way back over to the ship and back down to the room.
I am. Well, I'll at least talk to Ethan and be like, Ace, the guy, Dragonborn guy, you and Kaz are kind of obsessed with, staring at us from the fucking bow. Of course, I'm the only one who's dropped my disguise so far. Probably doesn't recognize me. I'm willing to let sleeping dogs lie with it. He doesn't fuck with us. I don't fuck with him.
Mm-hmm.
If he does, I think I might know a bit more about his condition. And,
Condition?
you familiar with Bayless?
Yeah, god of that stuff.
Dominion, yeah. Awful shit. Terrible fucking shit.
Yep.
Most people who worship him, most people who are part of that congregation, at least from what I know, are they're really into it. Wear red all the time, drape chains on themselves, like gaudier than what I have. Really love it. It's really weird when you've got the brand on you, but not the rest of the entourage, if you catch my drift.
So he has the chain, but he doesn't have the chains.
Yeah.
You think he's excommunicated by Bayless?
I think he's one of Bayless's property. He's Bayless's property right now.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but are all of Bayless's worshippers his property?
Yes and no. Some have more rights than others. Some can walk freely. Others need chains around their limbs to make sure they do the right thing. And I'm thinking he's in the latter. I found it a little weird that he didn't join the fight when we arrived, considering how much he was talking up being hungry for pirates.
He was asleep.
He could be pretending.
True.
Anyway, he might not be as dangerous as we think. Just maybe don't fuck with him until he fucks with us.
I wasn't planning to.
All right. And yeah,
I have
we'll just go.
contingencies for him, but I am. The longer we go on without me being in a town enough, I need resources. The longer I go on this week, like we could all sleep and regain our abilities, but my power comes from money. I am literally money.
He fucking do. He actually gonna laugh at a branch with that one. Yeah,
Yes, I
it's
know.
a fucking case for everyone.
Yes, that last fight, it cost 37 gold. For example.
Yeah, well, let's Let's look at the fucking bottom of the ship and see if we can have Kaz craft you up some shit to replace that.
Yeah, well, the contingency I have planned is worth upwards of 6,000 gold, and I don't know if I could replace that one. So,
I wish I could whistle on command. Branch does that and is like, nah,
yeah,
I don't
I
get.
could whistle either.
There ain't a fucking dragonborn on a planet worth 6,000 gold worth of subduing. At least maybe until he's. Oh, whatever. Let's just.
Your lives are worth that much to me. I've seen him annihilate slaves.
Oh, only 6,000?
Well, it's the only thing I spent on this. Like, you want me to spend?
I'm fucking with you. Come on, let's go.
It's not 6,000. It's like, I don't know, 1,600.
Oh, dude, that's still enough to buy you a fucking, like, villa.
You guys make your way back down below the ship. Find the room where Johari is staying. The prisoners are still tied up. She looks over as you walk in, says, how did everything go?
Alright. Better than taking the ship, honestly.
That's great news. We'll be on our way soon then.
Yeah. Only loose end left is the, 7-foot tall dragonborn, but Hey, you ain't know anything about Bayless, right? The cult and all that?
About Bayless? Oh, me? You want to know if I know anything about Bayless? You're asking me, Johari, if I know things about Bayless. This minus 10. For a 25.
Nice.
Sure. I know a little bit. God of Dominion. Slavery. That sort of thing.
Yeah.
What do you want to know?
Do they brand their slaves?
Oftentimes, that's kind of a normal practice. The church itself, sometimes. It depends on what the terms of the arrangement are. There's, what... Sure, sometimes, yes. That's a common method used to brand, to, like, mark who owns a slave is to brand them, yeah.
Alright. Well, and I guess that kind of confirms it completely. He's a slave.
Oh, the Dragonborn, you think he's a slave?
Yeah. Walking around with a tattoo, but not any of the other signifiers that show that he's a worshipper.
You could be onto something. I suppose that makes some sense. He sure does seem to have a lot of autonomy for a slave. He has a squire.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe special privileges, but part of me thinking that he ain't fighting because he's not allowed to.
It's also very likely that because he has the brand, he's a cleric of a higher order. What if he has special powers for the aware of?
Again, weird that he never joined in fighting with those guards.
Again, probably was asleep.
Either way, I'll keep an eye on him for sure. You think he's going to be a problem?
If he makes himself one, yeah. You got a way to tell us if he is?
Me? You want to know what spells I can cast?
Me, Johari? What's her full name? You gotta say her full name when you do that.
I can yell very loud. I don't have like a message cantrip. If we're far apart, I can dream message, but that's not what we're talking about here.
Right. I could give you a signal skyrocket. Because I don't know if that's an occult spell.
Cackles was just showing me some of those, actually, not too long ago. I didn't know if it was safe for Cackles to be running around with fireworks, but he insisted it was fine. He said he
Who gave Cackles fireworks?
But he's
Well,
an animal, so I don't know. He's very smart.
I helped make him. I should get to play with him too.
He does have hands. Cackles has hands sometimes.
Sometimes Cackles has hands. I get it. Familiars, man, they're crazy.
I don't... Really? Because Prickle Biscuits never has hands.
Prickle Biscuit wouldn't use hands if he had him. That is the laziest familiar I've ever seen in my life.
He's a cat. He'd use them for evil too.
I feel like
doesn't have hands. Don't tell him I said that though.
if Prickle Biscuit had hands, I think Prickle Biscuit would constantly be drumming his fingers together.
Snapping, telling you to get food.
Oh my gosh, he would snap.
Yeah. All right, don't give him hands if you ever get the option to.
I
I'm
wouldn't
going
know
to
how.
make him a silver bell.
What does that do?
You know, to ring when he wants food.
Oh. Well, he just says it.
Between you and me, I don't know why you bothered to keep that horrible creature, but more power to you.
Because he's adorable.
Sure. Yeah, okay.
You don't find him adorable?
No, I think he looks like a walking diseased nutsack.
But it's like an ugly cute sort of thing.
Hell, it's probably a phase for him. He'll grow out of it.
I don't think that those cats grow out. I think they only get wrinklier with time.
Oh no, I was talking about Ace here.
Oh, God, we can hope.
Yeah.
If there's one thing that I've always been able to count on him for, though, it's latching on to new things that are exciting. Jumping in. Face first.
You're the wonderful world of pet ownership. And you're the fall guy for it. Anyway, thanks for watching this cat for us.
Anytime.
Have you? When we're not watching, Johari argues with him.
Oh yeah.
You're stupid. You're stupid and fat. The freaking big is like, I don't care. Feed me.
So Ethan and Foster, I imagine, are just kind of up, wandering for most of the night, in and out of different places.
I'll stay with Adirondack, actually, if nobody else is going to.
I'll stay with the Adirondack Mountains.
Yeah.
Something like that, right?
Sounds good. I had her name down pat until it came... Aradia.
I was close.
Yep.
Once it was brought into question, I can no longer remember her name. Branch is sleeping on the ship. Ruko is sleeping somewhere on land. What does on land mean? Are you like making camp outside? Do you go indoors? What do you do?
Man, is there anything up top where I can sling a hammock?
If you like on the top of the lighthouse,
Yes.
you could roll out a bed mat there. It is a I'm getting terrified thinking about this, but you're an adventurer who is
Are there
braver than I.
railings?
It is a flat top with no railing stone
Oh
surface,
my God.
very high in the air with
Ruko.
with high wind. Suspended
Ruko,
above it is the
no.
big orb that is shining bright as the sun daylight for ships to see from miles away, because this is a
You want to
lighthouse.
sleep
Yeah.
underneath that giant sun?
Theoretically, you could try to sleep there if you would like. I will not stop you.
No, the only breaking thing is that it's very bright and it infrequently shines directly on me with the blazing light of 1,000 suns.
Right.
So that's probably not great for sleeping.
If you
There's
sleep
that image
like that,
of
you'll
No, you're going
probably-
to roll into the orb that teleports you down.
Also a possibility, yeah. That's
It's either the orb or the edge.
If you tethered your bedroll to that plinth, it would be safe-ish. You might not roll off the edge in your sleep. Admittedly, it's huge.
Well,
I
the
mean, you
plinth
can see
block
the
the light.
you can see the footprint of this thing. It's like the size of a warehouse. So up top, like if you sleep near the center, you're not going to roll off the edge.
If I'm near the center, near the plinth, to where the light doesn't blaze upon me,
Sure,
Is
if you
that-
don't mind waking up sterile.
you know. It's not like I'm using it anyway.
Yeah, the light does mostly cast out to the side, so like you could certainly do it. I assume that Ruko has your exact sleep habits, which means he doesn't ever really sleep anyway. So like it's probably fine.
If it's not extremely windy or crazy at night and there's a clear sky, he'll take this perilous sleeping point.
All right, wonderful. You set up top, under the orb. And how about Kaz?
Not
Where's Kaz?
where it's gonna light on me. I got the plinth
Yeah,
to block
near the
the
center.
light. Not like that Mario. Fuck that guy.
Gotcha. And then how about Kaz? Kaz sleeping? Is he sleeping on the ship, or is he sleeping somewhere special tonight?
He's probably sleeping on the ship too.
Cool. Wonderful.
Actually, wait. He knows that Logic can see and visit a lot more clearly when he's like above seawater, I think. So he's probably sleeping in the lighthouse or camping out up by it or something like that.
Okay, perfect, excellent.
Oh golly, there's so many things I want to do.
What do you got?
Anything but sleep.
Okay.
No. Huh. All right, so I imagine that from his high vantage point, that Ruko can observe his little ant party down below.
Yeah.
You know, kicking his feet back and forth like he's watching a movie, but he's looking down a perilous cliff at the
Like
edge,
this.
watching his party like little friends skittering like ants down
Yeah,
below.
yeah, sure.
I think he can gather where people are kind of going. He sees people going on the ship and people kind of going on the island. He's still anxiety incarnate. So he wants to go. He's not ready to sleep. There's so many things happening. He wants to go. Yeah. Before this, first to resolve, he did scour the whole seashore with all these rocks. He's looking for like a good tasty bone. He'll ask the spirits if they found any lately, but he wants something that might be delectable to a cackles, perhaps.
I see.
If he can find it.
Give me a nature. Or is survival a separate thing in PS2? I never remember. Checking.
Yeah. Throws different.
Yes. Give me a survival check.
Okie dokie. I'll keep this for later if I don't get to it tonight, but he figures that a good sea flavored salted bone would be nice.
Oh yeah.
A nature check?
Survival, bottom left.
Survival. Oh. Good.
Yeah, as you are kind of just like combing the rocks around the coast, the first thing you find is this island is certainly not natural. There's like, this was put here, and that's like a daunting idea, the idea of somebody making an island from nothing in the middle of the ocean, but nonetheless, it is. The rocks all appear to be kind of like uniform. They were probably mined from a quarry on land and brought out here. You probably balk at the thought of what it must have taken to get this here. Nonetheless, over the years, the hundreds of years, things have washed up. Nature has kind of taken over. Sand has formed. Shells have been cast up. There's a little bit of like a shore, although it's steep, it's rocky. But you do find that scattered across those rocks are several dead creatures. And some of them even look like kind of the big bodies of maybe like dolphins or seals or things. There are some bigger bones, some substantial bones that would be good for cackles.
Ruko holds up this very large rib bone thing, like he found the coolest stick on the beach and he wants to brag that there's no one around. And he puts it in his inventory, I guess, or just behind his back like a bow.
Excellent. Put some tasty dolphin bones in your inventory.
Okay, but I got a dual objective. First, he had spotted the two dragonborns on the ship, one who he's kind of befriended a little bit, and he's fairly certain he's gonna die on this mission, so he also just kind of wants to say goodbye to this little guy. But also, if he finds cackles along the way, I don't know what's more likely at the moment.
Cackles is kind of a weird entity that shows up when he is needed. So I'll leave that up to Philo whether you find cackles in the middle of the night as people are settling in for bed.
He does show up as the bit requires, but most of the time when it's actually like when people are settling for bed, he snuggles up with cats.
Wonderful. Then he's probably on the ship.
Aww.
Save it for the morning though, because I do have a good bit.
Okay. I'll save it. Ruko puts his clothes on because they were gonna get wet and he's fucking raw. He fell in several times. He put him back on. He's a little bit wet. I think he can fix that beforehand, but he's gonna go back on the ship. Is this important? Are we trying to move on?
It's up to you.
Should I sleep?
You follow your heart. What does Ruko want to do before he sleeps? It is getting pretty late. It's worth noting you don't see the two of them on the deck of the ship anymore. That was kind of brief, and then things happened. And when you look back next, especially after setting up your bed up at the top of the lighthouse, you do see that most people have settled in for the night, and you don't see either of the Dragonborn on the deck of the ship.
Okay. Yeah, just as Ruko had seen them and then went on his little solo adventure, he kind of kept thinking back to like, what are they gonna do? What are they? Am I ever gonna see them again? I don't really know. So he's thinking about that as he's trying to find some cool bones, and then he fall in the water and just like complete disaster. But he found cool bone, mission complete. He's going to go back on the ship to go just confirm where people are sleeping in case disaster strikes,
Perfect. Yeah.
and take the opportunity to enjoy being on this little ship where so much panic had happened for a time. But he does want to just do one last little knock on the door of his dragonborn friend, the smaller guy.
You go over to Crockett's door and you knock, and there's no response.
He waits for a minute, and then he just delivers a message anyway. He's like, "Hey, I'm not sure if I'm gonna make it, but good luck. Okay? If I'm not here, I'm still rooting for you. I wish you the best." And also, I found this really cool bone, and I was gonna show you it. I know it's stupid, but like honestly, it's kind of cool. Good night, friend.
Give me a diplomacy check. No matter what you roll here, there's no response, but give me a diplomacy check anyway.
Okay.
Noted.
Hero point.
Okay.
Yeah.
You speak through the door, and you wait for a little while. There's no response. There's not even the creaking of wood or the shifting of planks indicating that somebody might be moving around inside. And things remain quiet for a minute and then 2 minutes.
Okay. Ruko will take his little satchel and sling it around inside. He'll pull out a little scrap of paper and realize it's kind of damp, and then whip it around awkwardly in the hallway for a hot minute and look around side to side like, okay, I think it's dry enough. He'll fail to sketch a little note, and then he'll whip it around again, and then it's good enough. He'll sketch just a little note. Just says that. He's gonna write that trust that you know what to do, what is right. Good luck. A little exclamation point and a really shitty little like smiley face thing on it. And then at the very end of it in smaller text, because he ran out of space, be like, I might not see you again, but you were a highlight. Or you were the bright. Or no, wait.
I love that it's like scratched out a few times, yeah.
Yeah, the Rico gets ink on his nose for a second and then flinches. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
You were a bright light on my journey. Friend. And he'll say Ruko at the end. And on the back, he'll sign. Plus, I think you were cheating and I totally won every game. Like a wink. Because he fucking lost a lot. This little nerd smart.
You finish up your note. You slip it under the door. And there's still no immediate response.
Yeah, it's okay. He's already dead in Ruko's eyes.
Damn. What did you do?
Not in a bad way. It's just that he's got no more hope.
No comment. I can't comment. I'm the DM. I have to sit here and say nothing. Everybody has
But it was
settled
good.
in. Things are starting to go quiet. You know, your bed is waiting for you up at the top of the lighthouse.
Yes. Glorious stars, panoramic.
We do have a hand raised from Philo real quick. Do you have something you want to do before you settle in for the night?
Yeah, it's just kind of as I'm settling in and overnight. I don't know. Before, Cass probably takes a little bit of time before bed, doing a little bit of like crafting and stuff.
Yeah.
As always. I really need to like actually make a list of all the recipes and stuff he knows, so I can make more potions and stuff. But tonight he wants to he's just tinkering mostly. He wants to make his scorpion whip longer.
Hell yeah. Sure, give me a crafting check.
And to kind of help out with this, I did just pick up Inventor
Excellent.
and Reverse Engineering. I do understand, and he also probably understands, that making a Scorpion whip have longer than just normal reach for like combat purposes would be a little busted, and maybe not make it as effective as an actual weapon. But he wants to use it. He wants to make it be able to extend more for like grappling hook purposes. And he also has a grappling hook in his inventory that he's using for inspiration.
Excellent. That's quite good. Let me make a note. I'm going to need to like see what the mechanical implications of all of this are. But on the 27, you can definitely start making good progress on, if nothing else, like having a flip that you can switch that toggles it between the normal behavior of a scorpion whip and like a less lethal kind of just like a long wire that functions like a grappling hook was, so that you can like treat it as like a toggle.
I do also want to mention I had that exact same kind of idea, especially because there's another magic item that he knows how to craft called an adaptive cogwheel, which I think, as it's written, is normally just to like switch between like forms of firearms.
Excellent. You could definitely apply that to like melee reach weapons too. That same sort of principle could be used to make a weapon that can shift between different modes.
Hell yeah.
Love that. I'll get you specific soon. But I've written it down in notes so I don't forget. As everyone settles in, Ruko, you make your way back up to the top of the lighthouse. You
This is divine.
use what?
It's divine. It's glorious.
In a way, it kind of is. It's almost like trance-like. It's like when you fall asleep watching a movie or a show or listening to a book, where there's like this every now and then stimulation of the light passing over you that like tricks your brain into being half awake and half asleep. And you begin to kind of lull into this weird, like semi-lucid, semi-dreaming, semi-awake state. And eventually you realize that this transitional state has given way fully to sleep, but then back to dream once again. And as you had kind of suspected, you find yourself in a swamp on some old rickety planks of a little dock looking out over the water. You can see there's a familiar shack from behind you, one of the many homes that you've lived in over the years. This one is from when you were pretty young, sort of an early teenager. And you do see
well, this one had the owls in the chimney.
It did have the owls
Next to
in
it.
the chimney. And you do see that sitting right next to you in this dreamscape is Amar, who just kind of like looks over in your direction and waves like he knows. You're very aware that this is just kind of a one-way message, but he takes it slow anyway, and he tries to present it like a scene. And you see that it's not just, boy, how do I put it? He is obviously not, he walked into this dream not really sure what he was going to say. And you can see that he spends a very long portion of this dream message just kind of trying to figure out what to actually say now that the spell has started recording.
Ruko will like get over the awkwardness of holy shit, we're here, and watch him for a minute, and then he'll just lean over, put his head on his shoulder. You know, you're really delaying. I'm the nervous one, bitch.
It's kind of weird to see him nervous. It's not something that you've seen many times before. But eventually he does something that he has learned to do very well, which is steel his nerves and take a deep breath and square his
God
shoulders.
damn it.
So, I've been thinking a lot about a lot of things since your initial message. I trust you. And that is part of the problem, is that I think that what you're saying is actually true. And that's, they say Cyrillin burns the dead to prevent them from being risen. But they say a lot of things. They say that I killed King Lilin Remus. But I watched him drop dead after drinking from a goblet of wine that the queen politely declined. And I watched them bury him in chains in a temple to a god he never worshipped. They say that Prince Anastea Remus is training night and day to sit upon his mother's throne when she passes. But I've seen his corpse, untouched by flame, resting peacefully on a stone slab in the palace with the knife that I planted into his heart still stuck there. And they say that they burned Mom at the stake. And I watched someone burn. But they say a lot of things. They say that when you burn the body, it severs the link between the spirit and the mortal world. It's why you can't commune with them the way that Mom used to do with Grandma. I don't know if you remember that, but anytime she was lost or hurting or didn't know what to do, she would come out here under the moonlight and she would ask for a moment of Grandma's time. And she would drift down here from the heavens for a little while, comfort her, or give her advice, or tell her that she was strong and she needed to keep going. You and I never had that luxury. Dad never had that luxury. When they heap our bodies on the pillar, they say it's for the good of the world, but I think they know the value and the danger of hope, they know that the most terrible weapon that we have is each other, and if they can stamp that out, Ruka, if what you're saying is true and that she is still out there, she's still alive, that's the most dangerous hope that our people have been given in a very long time. Nobody else knows yet, not even Dad. I couldn't bring myself to tell him until we know for sure if it's real. But also, if this is real, Ruka, you are in more danger right now than you've ever been in your entire life. If it's real, we need to know. We need to... I don't know what you're doing right now, but you need to come to Regal Water as soon as you can. When you're done with whatever you're doing, please come. Let me know when you're coming, and I'll be there. We'll get to the bottom of this. Just please, Ruko. Please be safe. It's easy to sneak in and do a thing. You're at the hard part now. You're at the part where you have to get away with it alive. Please don't let your guard down.
I won't. I'm scared. I'll admit it. I don't know. This is important. This is what will bring my... I mean, these friends I have, they're very understanding, helpful. It feels right to do what I'm doing now. And I'm more equipped than I've ever been. So, maybe a part of your fear can be allayed by the things you've not seen yet. Because I can do some pretty cool shit, let me tell you. You will never believe it. But, no, I promise you, it's kind of cool. But yes, I'm cautious. I'm careful. And, I think I have something to contribute with this doppelganger, Aradia. Oh, I do have some special requests. Ruko, yeah.
What you got?
Ruko will pause for a second, and I don't know if he can. In my mind, he can mildly influence this very familiar dreamscape. This was their shared home.
Did
and
you?
Ruko's got, yeah.
You said something earlier. Did you end up taking the Dreamwalker, or the Dream Archetype thing?
Oh, I haven't quite finished.
That's
this
totally fine.
part
That's fine.
yet.
That's okay.
Yeah, but I'm tempting myself with this.
For sure. Do what Ruko would do, and I'll decide what that actually does as we go.
Yeah. Given that this spell is cast between brothers who lived in a shared family home, which we've returned to, I kind of hope to influence just a little bit on the ambiance here as he's speaking. Because it's familiar to both of them
Absolutely.
in a dream state.
Absolutely. You can reach out and shape the environment around you.
Yeah. As Ruko thinks and he talks, he's talking about this doppelganger. And when he says, I think we've come to an agreement, he says it in a mildly different tone of voice that resembles his mother, and like the lights in the house are kind of brightening a little, like there's activity inside. Like we were playing outside and we're coming in because it's way too fucking dark for us to be out here with them crocodilators outside. We're coming back inside, and it just sparks that familiarity in a weird sort of nostalgic way. The way she used to say that we've come to an agreement. And she always said that when Malachi, their father, was thoroughly grumpy, but he had come to an agreement. And something uncomfortable has been resolved through some trickery or whatever. And Truco just... he's not paying attention to it. He's looking down at the water.
I think there's kind of a sense that Ruko gets that the magical portion of this dream is starting to slip, and it's kind of just becoming your own dream. You're familiar enough with the spell to know that he may not have heard everything that you said, but he lingered at the end of the magical portion of the dream in a way that suggested he was at least thinking, if not listening, as if he was trying to imagine what you would say back. And it's almost like you see his face move in ways that line up, like he may have imagined correctly.
Okay. But the message he says is that I don't intend to torture or abuse this captive. They merely need escape. They want to be done with everything. To be gone. But they have information. You know what they've shared, or that they have been sharing. And they still have the info. Get it. But please don't harm them. Freedom is something we all wish for. And that's kind of the end. I feel like it starts devolving into dreamscape past that point.
It does. For a long time, the two of you just kind of sit here, and the water burbles and the fireflies flicker all around you. You hear the creaking of wood that kind of suggests that there are people in the house behind you, although they never poke their heads out. And eventually, there is a moment where one of the fireflies kind of lands right on the bridge of your nose, and it begins to blink. It keeps blinking and blink, and eventually you blink awake and realize it's actually the light of the lighthouse above you that keeps rotating past, blinking softly and then going dark, and then blinking softly and going dark. And you find yourself back in the real world for a moment, and then drift back off to sleep again before, finally, the real morning finds you all.
As he's going back into sleep, he's like, did I really do a magical spell just now? No, I don't really care anymore. Good night. He's not sure.
When you all wake up in the morning, you find that Aradia has not left. She is in her room. She's already up and going. She is making... she has... I don't know if you fully released her from all of her like, bonds. I know you took the gag and the manacles off. Either way, she's gotten out of them. It doesn't matter whether you took them off or not. She has gotten out of them, but has not left. She is making herself breakfast and tea. And she actually makes like a whole kettle for a lot of people.
Oh my goodness.
The crew is kind of going about getting ready to set sail. The spirits are still with you. They are waiting kind of on the deck of the ship, just watching over everything. You don't see any signs of Drajak or Karaka yet. Although Johari does mention they came out briefly for breakfast. Everything seemed fine, although they were a little tired.
Okay, so they're around. They're tired.
Seems like it. I couldn't tell for sure. But yeah, they both came out for breakfast at least.
Perhaps they didn't sleep. What were they doing?
Weird. Eventually you do get in contact with Captain Amy, who says, is everything ready to ship off? These elementals have assured me that they will help us get where we're going and then help us to get into the island, whatever that means.
Oh, yeah, then everything's going according to plan. It's just what they say. They know it better than even I.
All right. Then off we go, and she starts to bark out orders to the crew, and they begin to set up rigging and let down sails, put up lines, and shove off. Aradia is staying on the island alone, is that correct?
With the spirits.
Why
Give
you
me
say
your
it
land.
like that,
Yeah,
though?
yeah. I'm just making sure you're not bringing her on
Yeah.
the ship. Okay, yep. Cool.
She prepared tea, though, for a bunch of people. Ruko would have been enjoined. We don't have to play that out, but he would have indulged that just to ensure that she is captive and to be social.
Okay. Wonderful.
And before we take off, Kaz will enjoy some of that tea too, even though he's already probably on like his second cup of blood eye coffee by the time everybody else is awake.
True. Also, Kaz, I assume, has like a bunch of weird like cuts all over his fingers from working with the scorpion whip in weird ways. Oh,
Yeah, he's got a bunch of little cuts. There's like various lengths of rope that he's cut to different. He's like looks frustrated. But if anybody tries to find him in the morning, you find Kaz and Cackles both just on the beach watching the sunrise. Kaz is focused but frustrated, obviously, and Cackles is just looking at the sky and jumping up and down and going, "Hark, hark, hark."
Aw, that's so cute. He's trying to eat the oranges.
Oh, man.
He's trying to eat the biggest orange in the sky.
This is the perfect moment.
Kaz, you watching? I'm gonna get it someday. Sure you are, little guy. I believe in you. Just keep getting there.
Can I come up to Kaz real quick?
Yeah, sure.
No.
I just didn't know if there was something else that the DM wanted to say.
Go for it.
Alright. Buenos dias, puta madre. Puta hijo. And he waves at Cackles with that second one.
Good morning to you too.
So I never formally apologized for, being a fucking asshole to you, those few days ago.
I mean, I'm kind of used to it, but I also probably did need a bit of a wake-up call, or someone to tell me to focus and snap out of my bullshit. So thank you too, I guess.
Yeah, you're doing a really good job at focusing right now.
He looks down at the rope everywhere.
I don't judge.
and because his belt is also his scorpion whip, his pants are off and probably just like holding in his lap right now.
Yeah, you find Kaz pantsless, covered in blood.
I don't judge what it was to each their own. Anyway.
Let's see, what actually happened was he probably cut himself a few times, and then he just put thimbles on every other fingertip.
Did you lose these too? That means I'm winning in our little body part wager, right?
I don't know. I have the whole arm still at least, but no. These are just doing what thimbles are actually made to do.
Oh, you know what? I haven't lost a finger on its own yet, so I don't. Well, actually, the mechanic, whatever. Anyway, here's a formal apology, real quick. And Branch pulls out a scroll, legal parchment almost, and a lot of it's written in 3 different languages. One is common, one is Manko, and the last is probably one that you don't recognize, but it's Zion, which is, from what I understand, the language of the gods. From reading through the wiki.
Correct. Zionic is the language of the gods and the angels, specifically the ones that are allied with Zion, which is generally thought of the good guys.
Yeah.
There's a lot more nuance than that, but that's kind of how it's divided.
And then, and I wrote this out and drew it, but lost the fucking file, so I don't have the actual parchment. But it essentially says something along the lines of, like, I, Branch, hereby claim under threat of violating a pact with the god Edis or whatever, that justice shall be received for the Vatsis family, and that anyone under the name Vatsis will leave Lateon with all their body in as good or better health than what they left, what they got there with. And he essentially...
We describe that as sold as is.
I worked on this shit for 7 years. Don't fucking correct me. And he essentially says, like, you sign this and you're my client, and I'll be held liable to everything I've written down here. Even wrote it in Zion so that the gods themselves will look down on it and shit like that. I don't know if that's how it actually works. It just seemed right. So you got a pin on you?
Of course. It's probably got like a bunch of like drafting pencils and stuff already out.
Sure.
No, I would have just taken your word for it, but I know that paperwork is just as important.
It's the only thing that kept me... You're welcome. It's the only thing that... One of the main things that kept me doing what I was actually supposed to do while I was a Justice person. Let's see if it works here too.
I'm really glad this is like a contract or something. When you first pulled it out, I was more worried that you were going to start reading more poetry.
Oh.
Damn.
It's with like a big fucking toothy smile over his cup of coffee, though. It's obviously a jab.
And if things go my way, you'll never have to hear it from me ever again. Anyway, yeah. If you wouldn't mind, what are the names of the people that I need to get out?
Oh boy, you know who definitely knows these off the top of that? Kaz.
Naira and Laguna.
Okay, yeah, those are the two that are still on Luteon as far as I know.
There are 2 blanks with Vatsis next to them, and he writes those names in. All right, it's official.
And if I remember, that's my little brother and my mother?
It's younger sister.
Okay. Right, because it was like one of my you're the older... is the other sister that's with my mom older than me? I can't remember.
Yes,
it was
slightly older.
Okay, so it's mom and older sister were on a ship when we last, like, scryed on them.
Correct.
And then my father and uncle were in, like, the Emmerich workshop or whatever. Okay, just remembering everything real quick.
Yeah. And then there's one more blank that he just fills in himself with Casabian. Casabian, right? It's like, this all seem agreeable to you?
Looks pretty great. There's no fine print on this somewhere, right?
You can read it all you like, but it's one of the first times I've written a contract that is completely on the side of the client. So go ahead and sign it if you really want.
Yeah.
Don't need to do it in blood or anything.
Oh, good. That is one thing that my uncle always told me growing up, is you don't sign any contract in blood. I thought he was mostly joking, but...
Alright.
He did always have a pen on him, so...
Yeah. Frugal knows, I'm assuming. He's willing to make a business deal. I don't know nothing about that, though. Alright. Yeah.
Pulls out a pen.
How do you sign it?
He's got a very
John Hancock.
I don't know how to. It's not like super like cursive flourish and curls and stuff, but it is like it's a neat but also pretty. It's like it's a very practiced and like practiced to look good, and also practiced just from signing so many like trade documents and like all of his like blueprints and stuff. He signs all of his work and stuff. So it's like
Yeah.
you notice he doesn't even like look at his hand while he's writing it. He's just like
He just knows.
yeah, it's like muscle memory.
All right. Okay. And one final touch, and he produces an ink vial and is like, "Cackles, can you step in this real quick?" Oh.
Sorry, I stepped away for just a second to grab a drink. Hey, what's it taste like?
That's his question.
Clogged arteries and poison.
Oh,
Just put your foot in this and then step on the paper, please. I didn't bring a stick with me. This will do.
oh wait, hang on.
What?
He picks up the pen with his hands and he signs it. His signature is a lot less neat than Ken. He probably like starts writing it with a K and then like crosses it out and then writes Cackles. And then when he does get to the actual K in his name, he probably like puts it backwards or something on accident.
Cackless. Okay. And yeah, Branch just takes as if it were a fucking like actual stamp. He takes Cackles' paw, dips it in the ink, and then like puts it on the paper. And now Cackles has stamped it. All right, it's official.
Wow.
Pleasure to be working with you, Mr. Botzies.
Pleasure to be doing business.
In an official sense, too. Don't worry, with my track record, if I do violate this, Edius will probably come down and take my other arm. So...
And if we don't satisfy this agreement, we'll both probably be too dead by the time I'll care about it anyway. So. He shakes your hand, though.
Yeah.
And then he's like, hey, stop that! Because Cackles has lifted up his paw and he's like trying to lick off the ink.
Excellent.
I assume every time Branch is around Cackles, he tries to steal his arm.
Almost 100%, unless he's distracted with something else.
Gotcha. Alright.
Alright. With that, we set sail. And we're going to kind of montage through this a little bit, but there are a couple of notes along the way, and we can play some of these things out a little bit more in detail next session, but I want to make sure we get to a certain spot before we wrap up. The first is that travel goes incredibly smooth and incredibly fast. Those of you who are familiar with sailing recognize the feeling of the ship being pulled as if it is like slid into a current. It is moving way faster than if it was just merely sailing. It is tremendously quick. You feel like you're moving about twice as fast as you would normally sail, just as you're being pulled along this invisible slipstream through the ocean, essentially to the northeast. There are a few days of travel. It's about 5 days to your destination. Again, we can play out some of the details of that travel next time. A big detail for Ruko especially is that Drajak and Karaka continue to pop out every now and then for meals and then retreat to their rooms. Karaka is never seen unaccompanied, and there is like this just obvious aura of something doesn't sit right, something's weird, something's awkward, something's wrong, something is different. He doesn't come around for games, he doesn't come play with you, he doesn't talk about the books, he never mentions the note that you slipped under his door. He doesn't seem to be like in distress, he's not injured, he's not acting like that, but it very much has the vibe of like, oh, Dad says I'm not allowed to talk to you anymore, or some, you know, that kind of vibe, right? Like it's just sort of an awkward, like we're not supposed to be hanging out vibe all of a sudden.
Gross. I'm gonna delve the depths of my knowledge to find out how to cast enthusiastic gonorrhea.
Excellent. And I imagine we probably will dive into that a little bit more as we go. But just to make sure that I have the timeline lined up correctly, for reasons that might become important over the next couple of sessions back and forth with the other crew, it is Bayless, the 28th, the equivalent of a Monday, near the end of July, when you guys begin to slow and reach your destination, which for all the world kind of just looks like a bunch of rocky outcropping in this like misty, barren, and very dangerous part of the sea. It's probably especially frightening for those who are familiar with sailing. It's certainly for Captain Amy, but also probably for Kaz and the others. Not only are you moving super fast, you're moving super fast through terrain that is like mega fucking deadly. If you were to be sailing through here without supernatural guidance, there are so many like rocky outcroppings and craggy little shallows that would be so easy to pull into and just like scrape the keel and become landlocked, or like sink the ship. Like there are 1,000 ways that a ship could be destroyed in these islands, and you were speeding through them like you were running down a country road at 85 miles an hour.
I imagine there is a moment when Captain Amy and I are both on deck, just like watching this, like white knuckle gripping she's gripping the wheel, and I'm just like clutching a cup of coffee tightly to my chest.
Yeah.
I've got a cup of black eye coffee in one hand and a flay leaf joint in the other, and I'm like, you need some? Take the edge off.
Yes, please, if you don't mind. So the craziest part of this whole experience, too, is it's not like you're on rails. It's not like you're on a roller coaster. The current is helping you, but, like, she's still steering. She's still, like, barking out orders to barely not slam into these things. So, like, it's not a totally autonomous situation that's going on here. So this is the hardest she has captained in her entire life, and frankly, she probably calls on you for some help if you're willing to offer help.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
If it actually comes need for a check, I have pack tactics, so I can help her with that.
Oh, amazing.
With that.
I am absolutely going to start asking for checks, but I think I'll save it for next session, because there's like a whole little sequence that we will dive into as you guys approach Isla Luteon. But that, I think, is where we will wrap up for tonight.
You sure?
Woo! I think so. It is midnight.
We did it.
We did it.
Like a
Fine. It only took half a year.
We finished one day.
Praise be.
Praise be.
And then montaged through 4.
You know,
Sure.
you could tell me to shut up anytime, guys.
No, that was good. We've been waiting for Ruko moments for a long time. It was good to finally get some.
What do you mean?
On that note, I totally forgot to mention it. When you wake up in the morning from that dream, as you come out of that lucid state, with the staff at your side and a purpose in your heart, and kind of a dangerous hope in the back of your mind that you can deliver to your people. You do level up. You can do that between sessions if you'd like. I know you just hit 10, but you now jump straight to 11. Enjoy dealing with 2 level ups at the same time.
Oh, lordy.
Wow.
I woke up with extra girth, guys. What do I do?
He just sends a fax message to his family like, "Hey guys, I got an idea," and he gets a level up. I don't get shit to like bust him out.
Hey man, Foster and Nathan don't really. I don't know if they even know why they got their levels up.
I know, I'm just kidding because it's become the bit by now.
I think I smelled barbecue or maybe trash. I can't remember.
Yeah,
They smelled
it was
the-
right when you
level
got.
up.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
the fucking.
Be real with me. Has anybody ever cooked spaghetti and you're like, oh god, who just shit? Oh, wait a second. That smells like delicious food. Never mind.
And then level up.
And then
Hell
level
yeah.
up.
Does Cackles get a level up?
I believe he levels up every time Kaz levels up, which means when you
Yeah,
get
but-
your story level up, he will get a story level up as well.
Yeah, but when's
Kaz
his
gets 2?
when's his personal level up?
When we dive into his arc, the villain arc at the end of the campaign, when you discover that he is the bad guy all along.
Excuse me?
Or when I
Cackle
I don't even know how to like go about exploring that little backstory that we got from Cackles, or if you plan on it, or if you have anything for that, or maybe you just want to be sad at the end of the session.
No.
I just needed to know what the bush was all about. You said you found the bush, so I had like, why is he in a bush?
Did you make that all up on the spot?
That I found in the bush.
No, the cackle's backstory.
Yeah, I need to know if like he actually was like rejected by his mother, and I need to sort that out. Or something.
Oh, I'm realizing based on the words you just said that maybe there's more mystery there than I thought there was, and then maybe it's not super clear what's going on with his backstory. So now I'm gonna be hush hush. Ask the fucking stars about it.
I'm gonna ask his fucking mom, and I got sending right now.
Burn resources, motherfucker.
Hey, speaking of which, you probably could have talked to anybody in the prison. I don't know.
Well, yeah, but
Oh, yeah,
then they would have known.
Travel. So, like, if you want to do divinations on the way up, we can handle that next session too.
Yeah.
Another quick thing.
Yeah.
Just before the next session. If I can craft like cantrip decks, as just like I already have the recipe for that and I've done it before, can I craft just like a magical version of like a normal Harrow deck or like playing card deck or whatever it is that I already use as my throwing whip?
You should be able to. I'm almost positive you could, yeah.
Okay. And then I need to crit this roll. I don't know what the DC is.
Oh, I understand what you're trying to do. I got it. So the DC...
I'd imagine
Work. Catch you there.
Later.
Let me find out. I just pulled this all up. Let's see. Crafting spreadsheet. I don't know.
Good night, y'all.
Later.
Good night, Eli.
Have a good night. I'm not talking shit.
Does this need to be one that would work for Ruko's purposes, or is it just for your own personal purposes?
My
goodness.
Oh, the answer is the same either way. Never mind. Sorry. Okay.
Yes, when I make a magical item.
Amazing.
And again, I keep saying Harrow deck because it's the only deck that I've seen like come up in the item list.
Right.
I know that Harrow is like Tarot, but if there are just like actual playing cards, that's more in line of what I imagine Kaz uses for his like
absolutely
his Fane deck. So
and I'm sure you can make just like a simple magical version that just like stays clean automatically or something, just so it counts as a magical item.
well, yeah. See, that's the thing is I just picked up signature crafting, so I need to do that.
I see. Okay, yes, your DC here for a level 0 item is 14, so you need a 24 to crit.
When we level up, does like light shoot out of our bodies in every orifice, so that when they just smell barbecue, that's what happens?
I strongly considered, I shit you not, I very strongly considered having level up be like a diegetic thing in this campaign, and I may a future campaign, but we'll see. I have mixed feelings about the concept of like diegetic leveling up, because my ideal world is one where level up doesn't exist. I love classless levelist shit.
Let's try that again.
Love that. I do appreciate in PF2 that so many abilities are just exactly what it sounds like.
No.
Oh no! Yeah, you.
How many times can I try this
God.
today?
Crafting? Let me double check.
Don't imagine trying to make a. Actually, let me read this thing real quick. Actually,
Anybody who survived listening this long, I promise Ruko's. I don't know how to explain this.
I think the stream's
Not
off.
as unhealthy as you think.
No, I don't think he's
When
unhealthy. I think he has
the
very normal problems that anyone growing up with, like, cool family or like a feeling inferiority deals with.
Yeah.
It's related.
I was talking to the Dragonborn, and you had to shut your whore DM mouth.
I'm
What I feel like. Continue.
I'll let you try one deck every day. You got 4 days of travel.
I'm also rereading this. I don't know if I need to get the critical success on the crafting check or just that DC 9 flat check to like put the stamp on it when I create a magical
when
item.
you successfully craft a permanent magic item, then you do your flat check. Oh, okay. The crit success there is only for the flat check. So you successfully made a deck. Now give me your flat check. On a 9 or higher, you get a random one. On a 19 or a 20, you get to pick one. Ooh, that's so close. So you do get a random one. Now give me a D10 to see what you get.
Can I bump this at all? It's flat, so I don't think I get any like built-in like crafting bonuses that I have.
Right, flat checks are normally hard to modify, but I think fortune effects might work on them. Let me go read real quick. You have to flat check. Chance. Never any modifiers. Roll d20. Only abilities that specifically say they apply to flat checks can change the DCs. Yada yada yada. Now let me go see if hero point works on flat check. I will let a hero point apply to a flat check. Almost nothing else will, unless it specifically says it does.
Okay, yeah, I'll re-roll that. Come on. Ooh.
Oh, so close again.
Dang it.
So yeah, you still get one. It's just randomly chosen instead of picked by you. Well, I think that's probably what you wanted. Or at least it's like the most mechanically useful one. You get to pick a type of skill checks, and anytime you use the cards, you have a +1 item bonus to that type of skill check.
Sick.
I am going to go over this up here, but we can work out more crafting stuff between sessions.
Yeah.
I promise I have a healthy mindset. Don't worry.
Why are you? Why are you justifying your D&D character?
Does it feel like he says something that could be taken way out of context and really sad? And it's not that sad. Is it good?
Would there be any excuse for me?
Eastward of Eden, where the clouds meet the dirt, we left our poor mother and seeded the earth. Gates, they were shuttered, the latches were locked. Oh, eastward of Eden, where men become gods. Though our people, we toiled as one, the fruits of our labors dried under the sun. Our children they spread to outnumber the stars. So eastward of Eden, where day turns to dawn. our shores. Oh, eastward of Eden, where we always want more. Our towers, they rose up and set with the sun. Our servants, they burnt us with fiery tongue. We rode our wings of metal, surprised when we fell. Eastward of Eden, where heavens are held. Leave it all, leave it all, leave it all behind. Leave it all, leave it all, leave it all behind. Leave it all, leave it all, leave it all behind. Leave it all, leave it all, leave it all Eastward of Eden, where the dust meets the dirt, we murdered our mother and strangled the earth. Forgive us, oh mama, whose face we forgot. Oh, eastward of Eden, where men become gods. Eastward of Eden, where men